All right, good morning and welcome in here on this Tuesday morning. I almost said Monday because this is the first show of the week, but it is on a Tuesday. We appreciate all of you starting your morning with us as we are live from our Southern Regional Medical Center studios. Shout out to the team here at SRMC Housing Tingle & Co. Brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook brings you Tingle & Co. every single time we're live. It is because of our friends over at FanDuel. Opening up the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. You should do the same. And if you don't have it, go download it or go to the website, as there's NBA playoff basketball tonight. The Cavs at the Knicks. Knicks favored by 7.5 points over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last night, the Thunder were favored over the Spurs, and you get a masterclass by Victor Wembanyama for the Spurs to pull off the upset in game number 1 of the Western Conference Finals and get a win there. So make sure you go over to FanDuel and download the app. Go to the website. I'm sure Mr. Fun will stop in at some point. We'll get Mr. Fun's pick of the day so everybody can make a little bit of cash via our friends over at FanDuel. Lloyd, Wyatt, Christian. Good morning, friends. How are we doing?
I think Mr. Fun is going to get back on track today because the show is back.
Okay.
From Friday.
He did tell us he's had a couple of really bad losses recently.
He has.
What is it,
really
like 3
bad
walk-offs in a row in baseball?
I don't bet, but my friend bets, and he's lost a lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah, so much so that he had to move back home.
Yeah.
So much so that his girlfriend left him for Houston.
Lloyd, how are you, sir?
Sunburned.
Yes, if you can't tell,
too.
a little red. I didn't really realize how sunburned until I got home.
You're sunburned too?
I had like a V.
You a good old redneck?
Look at that.
Yeah. You got some takes, boy?
Golly, I tell you what. It was not that hot out on the golf course at first. When we got to the back 9.
About a whole 12.
Yeah.
Everybody started to fade.
It started fading fast.
Didn't realize how soft everybody was.
Hey, whoa. Hey, let's be nice.
Hey,
No, I'm soft. I fully take up that mantle.
They're softer than me. I had to stand the entire day. There was no sitting in the cart. I was able to sit in the cart sometimes, but I
That
was
is
standing
true.
the
That's
whole
fair.
day.
Good job. Way to battle through.
Yeah,
Lloyd, you did
you're
start
not
to play.
getting fucking too
The worst part is you started to play real well right at the
I
end.
think I was 2 over on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Imagine saying
All right,
that.
good day. And if you don't know what we're talking about, make sure you go check out our social media. We've got plenty of clips. More will come out today as we were at the Island Golf Course there in Plaquemine, Louisiana. And that was credit to our friends with the Baton Rouge Rugaroo. As you can see the jersey right here next to me. The Rugaroo had their celebrity golf tournament. And, of course, the Rugaroo baseball team will get started this summer. And they had their golf tournament yesterday. And we swung by. Shout out to Ronnie Rance, Casey McKenzie, the squad there with the Rugaroo. And, of course, our friends here at Southern Regional Medical Center. Lloyd was a part of the squad yesterday playing. Jason, BJ, Kevin, and Lloyd were the crew on the course yesterday. Christian, Wyatt, and myself rode around, got some content, saw Whit Weeks out there. Of course, Jordan Seaton came by and cleaned up some of the fellas' work on the green, showed off some of his short game there. And so it was nice to be out there. Shout out to Ronnie Rance, Casey McKenzie, of course, for setting it up, allowing us to get out there and get some content. They're a great crew over there with the Rugaroo. And we're excited to do plenty more with the Rugaroo this summer. Of course, LSU Baseball plays tonight. Could be the end of the season this week for LSU Baseball. And that's a long schedule until football gets here in August. And to get you through all that, you'll have the Baton Rouge Rugaroo. So we'll make sure to swing by plenty of games, get plenty of content with the squad there with the Rugaroo. But we appreciate all of you starting your morning with us.
Wyatt, do you think you'll be able to get on the field and play?
For the Rugaroo?
Mm-hmm.
Like
an inning?
Shortstop's available.
You might get definitely to throw out a pitch.
I would love
because if you didn't see, I don't know if I posted this video, so I'll make sure to do it today. They're going through the list of celebrities, right? They're naming all the celebs that are playing in the tournament. Some baseball players, Doug Thompson, right? Paul Maneri was out there. Jacques Doucet, one of our friends, of course. And
what weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now batting.
and then Ronnie Rant. Shout out to Ronnie.
It's the best.
He was going through some of the media members that were there. Of course, it was us, and he said, look, if you see a crew of idiots that maybe looks like they don't belong, they are with a podcast, Tingle & Co., and they've got their resident hot dog boy. And so when he called the celebrities up, they all got in a line, right? Well, Ronnie wasn't really listing us off as a celebrity. He was listing us off as a media member that was there to check out and say hello to and get some content with. And he goes, you know what? And he calls Wyatt up. And Ronnie was expecting Wyatt to come up to him and the microphone, and Wyatt takes a long route, was going up to get in line with the celebrities, which I loved. That was your reaction, your thought, was to get in line with the Whit Weeks and the
Okay,
the
not every
celebrities.
person was a Whit Weeks level celebrity.
Of course,
there were
I'm
some
just
people
messing.
in there I didn't know. I'm clearly in my head, I shouldn't be a celebrity.
Right.
But everyone was lining up in a line,
course.
going away from Ronnie Rants. He said, come on up here. So I'm thinking, oh, he wants me to get in line with the celebrity.
line it
All
up.
And then everyone starts fucking laughing when I go over there. I rounded the corner around the tree, and Ronnie goes, where the fuck is he going?
And he's like,
my bad.
Obviously, he's never been called up to be introduced
It's a new
before.
food for him.
So he goes up there, and Ronnie goes, so how many hot dogs did you have? And Wyatt was like 54. And so Ronnie talks, and he goes, and what's your name? Wyatt. Not Wyatt Vaughn, not Hot
Why
Dog
don't you
Boy.
introduce yourself? What's your name? Wyatt.
Listen, some people reach a certain level of status where you don't need to say your second name.
Yep.
Hey,
You
like
only
Prince.
need one name
LeBron.
to know who
Right.
you are.
Obama.
Yes.
Jordan,
Right.
Shaq,
Epstein.
Wyatt.
So there you go.
That's the list.
There you go. So
Oprah.
it was a great time
Beyonce.
yesterday. We appreciated
There
the squad there
Bill
with the
Gates.
Rugaroo, and of course everyone that was involved. SWAT helped put it on. Southern Regional got us there. Canes was a sponsor. We appreciate everybody that allowed us to go because it was a great experience. The golf tournament yesterday they had it was a great crew out there. The weather was great. The course was great. And the content was awesome. We'll make sure to continue to get it out for y'all. Mo9 with a $2 super chat. 2 claps. Ready. Didn't know Wyatt was that big. Wyatt, care to respond?
How about your mom's that big? Take your $2.
We appreciate you, Mo. We appreciate all of you starting your morning with us. But it was a fun day yesterday. We do appreciate y'all sticking with us. I know we didn't have a show yesterday, but we're back. And today we've got a packed show. As in about 40 minutes at 9 a.m., John Eads will make his way in to join us to talk some LSU baseball as they get swept over the weekend. They've got a matchup tonight with Oklahoma to kick off the SEC tournament. And then right after him, we've got Rohan Davey at 9:30 this morning to get in here, talk a little ball with the fellas as it is summertime and the boys, the football squad's getting ready for fall camp, preparing, getting stronger, and putting in work. And Ro will join us to talk some ball at 9:30 a.m. So the second hour, we'll have John Eads, Rohan Davey, back-to-back 9 a.m. and 9:30 this morning. But we'll start with baseball, of course, as over the weekend, LSU baseball faced off against Florida. Of course, we talked to you about game number 1 on Friday morning because we were there Thursday, as it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. We made it back out there on Saturday and checked out the Tigers and their matchup with the Gators in game 3 as they fall and they get swept over the weekend. They were run ruled in game number 2 Friday evening, and they were right there in it in game 3 and then give up a big, what was the top of the 9th, where they give up, six or so runs and weren't able to close the gap after that. Lloyd, your thoughts over the weekend going into, obviously, tonight, because we went into Florida going, hey, this series doesn't really matter, a couple of things you wanted to see. Did you see some of the things you were anticipating that would maybe give you a little more confidence going into tonight's matchup?
Sure. No, I mean, the stats that came out of that weekend are the same old problems that you've continued to have all year. Nothing really is being fixed. You've seen some offensive output, but they've continually not married the two together.
Right.
Where it's pitching, defense, timely hitting. And it felt more of like a almost look, I'm sure the boys will bounce back, but it did feel a bit somber. We got to go on the field after the game and take some pictures. Poggi, it was his senior night, senior day as well. And so we went out there, and then just kind of the conversations we had. Some of the people, it felt like almost more of a funeral than a wedding. And I'm sure that mindset can change, because once you, like, setting is everything, depending on what you're doing. And once you get into, like, a different, like, get to Hoover, maybe your mindset changes. Look, they know they have to win the entire thing, right? And so that's kind of where you are. And once you get there, you play the late game because you've earned it in a way.
Yeah.
You have to be the last team to play because nobody wants to watch you play. So we'll see. LSU, I think the Oklahoma matchup is a good one. Oklahoma is, and this is the thing about Hoover. You saved your bullet, so it's hard to take a lot from the weekend, right? Because you threw everybody but who you were supposed to throw. You saw Casey Evans get some time out there, continue to kind of build up his, I guess, stamina. But now you have William Schmidt go, and you see who Oklahoma's throwing? Somebody that's never started a baseball game for Oklahoma. So you're getting disrespected in that way. But Oklahoma probably feels like they don't have to do anything because they're firmly in a regional.
Yeah.
LSU has to do everything. And so you'll see LSU probably put together if they win today, they'll start to be able to stack wins against teams that ultimately it doesn't matter if they win or lose. It's you and Vanderbilt that have to go to the tournament.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, you'll see who, because historically, Paul Maneri was there yesterday, the golf tournament. Mm-hmm. I would have hated to have run into an LSU team that was already in a regional but put so much emphasis on the SEC tournament to win it. They're just like, what are y'all doing? We're trying to get in. And the LSU's like, no, we want to win this just because we want to win it.
Just because why not?
And this will be the second time we'll probably see a Jay Johnson team that is playing to win in Hoover.
Yeah,
2023, they did not care at all.
Right.
No.
They were firmly in. 2024 needed to make a move in Hoover to get to a regional.
And they make it to the championship.
And they make it to the championship. 2025 didn't have to do anything.
You win that first game with Ianson and Cade to lock up a top 8 seed.
Yeah, and to see what this looks like back-to-back and see if we can do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they both need to get work. So it's just, this is a totally different approach than you've usually seen from a Jay Johnson team, where they have to go balls out to get to a regional. And then if you get to regional, see what happens, but you'll also probably be a little tapped.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, this is the thing. This is why it's never impossible, right? But this is why you don't want to end up in this position, because it's going to be, like Lloyd said, extremely taxing to be able to pull anything off. And one thing you saw this weekend, I mean, in Game 3, LSU scores 11 runs. You know, it's not like they're not scoring; they just give up 15. You know, it's 2023 LSU football. You can score 49, but it doesn't really mean anything when you give up 53, right? Like that's the case. And so for LSU, I mean, Milam goes 2 for 5, Curiel 2 for 5, Aaron Beatty 3 for 6, Braun 3 for 4, Dardar Simpson 2 for 5. They were able to swing the bat. Aaron Beatty hits a homer. You have Braun with a double, Milam with a homer, Simpson with a double, 2 of them. I think Aaron Beatty had 2 homers, actually.
Yep.
Stanley hits a double. I mean, they were able to score runs. You just couldn't keep Florida off the board.
You scored 7 runs in the 8th and the 9th inning.
Yeah.
Florida just scored 9.
And you had battled back. You cut it to 1, right?
Yep. Going into the 9th.
It was 9-8. Mm-hmm. And going into the 9th, it's a 9-8 ball game. And you give up 6 in the top of the 9th. And so it's unfortunate because, like Lloyd said, they just weren't able to put it together, man. And so you liked some of the things you were looking for. Can the bat stay hot? Obviously, in Game 2, they didn't. They get run ruled. They only score 1 run in that game. But in Game 1, they score 8. In Game 3, they score 11. So they're still able to score. You saw some things from a pitching standpoint from some of those ancillary pieces. Reagan Ricken on Thursday, of course. But like Lloyd said, it's all about what's in front of you now. Everything that's happened is done. The season is over from a regular season standpoint. You went and you battled against Florida. You ultimately get swept. You end the year, 9-21 in the SEC, which is the worst since, I think, 1976, so 50 years ago. and you look and you've got a path to the postseason, to a regional, but it's going to take literally everything LSU has. And the biggest point is the same thing we said last week. There hasn't really been much that's happened that gives you confidence they're going to be able to pull it off. They face off against Oklahoma tonight, and junior lefty Gavin Jones, who's been a reliever, he's only made one start. His longest outing is 2 2/3 innings and 36 pitches. And LSU is throwing William Schmidt, who is their best arm right now, coming out of the weekend rotation with Evans coming off injury, Cooper Moore obviously out, Schmidt the lone healthy starter from the original weekend rotation. So when you look at this weekend or this week, you can see the mindsets, like Lloyd said, of these two teams. There's an Oklahoma team who's very comfortable. They're in. Mm-hmm. They're not worried about what transpires in the SEC tournament. LSU, however, is not. And this is the time you've got to be able to make something happen. You're going to have to use literally everything you have, because once you get through Oklahoma, it's Auburn next.
It's one after the other.
And it's going to be stacking days. Can you do that? And it's going to be interesting to watch. I believe we're going to go live tonight.
Yes.
It's a late game, 8 p.m. LSU faces off against Oklahoma. Of course, a team they did beat once early in the SEC conference. Was that the second series?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing for me is, like, the problem right now, you can't pitch at all. And the Oklahoma series, when you think back on it, that's maybe the one series the entire season where you actually pitched it really, really well. The offense was what kind of let you down in games 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how that works tonight. I think you're going to have a massive opportunity to jump out to an early lead here. I think with a reliever on the mound for Oklahoma who hasn't pitched a lot and hasn't been great when he does pitch, and your ace going, you need to be able, if you want to go and win this whole thing, you've got a massive opportunity to jump out really early. Yeah. And if you can do that and then save some of your bigger arms for tomorrow against Auburn or whenever you would play Texas A&M in the third round, that would be absolutely massive.
And not a paper thing here, but just how tournaments work like this. Like, you get one, it kind of turns into momentum. It just builds. Like, 23, you got one back,
well, especially
and then you
LSU.
won the second one. And then, like, last year, you went undefeated in Omaha. Like, just get the first one, and then, like, go game by game. Get the first one, worry about the second, and then let it build from there.
Well, especially LSU, the team that's probably had the most storied history in Hoover ever.
Yeah.
If you win today and then jump out to a lead tomorrow against Auburn, everyone's going to kind of look at it and be like, oh, well,
Todd Anderson just did a double.
Don't let LSU get hot and win this whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? So it's going to be exciting.
That's always there. That's always a possibility.
100%.
Don't let LSU get hot.
They're going to get hot.
They're going to get hot.
There we go. So, look, I like I said, I mean, it's a tall task that sits in front of them. LSU's strength has not been the depth of their pitching staff. You have not seen the ability for multiple guys to be able to extend in games and this long list of guys be able to step up. And for LSU to pull off what the tall task is in front of them, you have to be able to pitch it. You have to be able to have guys that can step up and do that. And it starts tonight. You would like to see something similar to the South Carolina weekend where you're not throwing 5, 6, 7 arms in a game, especially a game 1 of the SEC tournament. If you have to do that, you put yourself in a tough spot moving forward. And that's the most difficult part about going into tonight's matchup is you've seen bits and pieces of what it could take, right? Wyatt just named, when he was talking about the Oklahoma series last time, LSU was able to pitch extremely well against Oklahoma when they faced off early in the SEC season. But you haven't seen that consistently since, right? I mean, we just talked about it. I mean, LSU scored in total 20 runs this weekend. But they gave up double-digit runs in every game. You know, they haven't been able to pitch it well. They walk guys. They put guys on base. They give up extra base hits, all those things. They're just not able to stop you from scoring. And so you've seen it. Right, but LSU loses 2 out of 3 to Oklahoma in that series because they're not able to score. Well, now you've seen LSU start scoring. And so it's this hit or miss, this game of whack-a-mole where they just can't put it all together. And so it would be exciting. And it's not that I think it's impossible, because it's not, but there truly hasn't been anything that tells you, oh, they're going to be able to make this happen, right, going into this week.
Cater and BD
has been one of the brightest spots in the country, but especially for LSU. And that's the thing. It hasn't been the scoring of runs that have been the issue. You're coming off a weekend where you scored 20 runs, and in one of the 3 games, you only scored 1. So in 2 out of the 3, you averaged what? 10 runs? 9.5 runs? I mean, that's what you've been able to do. And it's unfortunate that you just can't back it up, right? You can't pitch it well enough to give your team an ability to win when you score 8+ runs. And the body of work has not been impressive. Like Bada Bing, Bada Boom said, the body of work speaks for itself. I mean, it has not been impressive. And it'll be interesting to see what can happen, because that's what this is. It's projecting. It's what can happen. You know, if you win one game, then what? Well, the first thing is you got to win one game. You've got to win an SEC game, which you've only done 9 times in 30 chances. That's not good. You've had opportunities to win and close out games, and you haven't been able to do it. When you jump out to a lead in Athens and in Starkville, you're not able to close it out. You're not able to pitch it well enough. When you score 11 runs and you put yourself in a position against Florida in Game 3 in a 9-8 ball game with all the momentum going into the 9th, and you give up 6 in the top of the 9th. The hope would be you can scrap all that if you're LSU baseball. You can find some type of momentum, some type of energy and juice to make a run.
That's where your hope lies, is that you have energy and juice to make a run, because you are facing Oklahoma, who obviously is not going to throw a rotational, like a starting pitcher. It's going to be a bullpen day. Mm-hmm. Same thing when you look ahead to, if you win, you look ahead to Auburn, they're going to do the same thing, because they look like they're going to be a top 8 seed. So that's the possibility of 2 wins when LSU has the capacity to throw William Schmidt, right, and then maybe work back either a Zach Cowan if he doesn't go today, or it could be a Zach Cowan, Kason Evans on Wednesday. Then you get a day off on Thursday. Then you look to Friday. Like the roadmap is there because it's a tournament.
Right.
If you continue to win, the pieces will fall in place where there's the teams that you're playing have no intention of trying to win the tournament. Mm-hmm. You have every intention of trying to win the tournament.
Right.
And you're going to a ballpark that you'll see teams play differently, whether it be Tennessee's in the same boat you are, but they don't have the bandbox that they would love to play in. Georgia, same scenario where they don't get to play at home in the SEC tournament. Like Hoover is a big ballpark where LSU,
right,
they play half of their games in a ballpark very much suited for that style of baseball. So like you're kind of, everything is created equal now when you ever go to this style of venue, because LSU's used to it. It's like going to the box. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what the weather's going to be in Hoover. I don't know if it's going to be dry, wet, windy, whatever, Wimby. But you do have the opportunity to throw and win game 1 because you have your de facto ace, because everybody, you can't call Case Evans your ace because he's been hurt. You can't call Cooper Moore your ace because he's been hurt. William Schmidt's the only guy that's been able to go every SEC start, and that's what you expect to see. And it's somebody that if he can go 5 or 6 innings and kind of extend, you have a chance to win. And
but the unfortunate thing is you've seen that how many times? Like for him to extend 5 to 6 innings,
3 times,
if that. You know what I mean? Like that's the hard part, because I'm with you. Like you see the roadmap. We've seen we've witnessed the SEC tournament, witnessed LSU do it, but then it comes down to, but have you seen them do what you're putting in front of them, right? Like with 2024 when they made the run, they started to play better down the stretch of SEC baseball, right? In those last couple of series before the tournament.
Right.
For this team, That hasn't happened. Like the last 2 weekends, it was right there in front of you, right? With Georgia and with Florida. Of course, Florida because of Georgia, but I'll use the game one against Georgia as the example. Like, it's not the same feeling in that game one against Georgia as it is tonight because it wasn't win or go home against Georgia in game one, but it was you have your life in your hands against Georgia in game number one, and you weren't able to close it out, and then you just weren't really competitive after the fact. And you go into Florida and you're not able to win. And so it's like, I agree from the standpoint of they've got it all in front of them. I can see the roadmap. They've done this and this. They haven't been able to put it together, but they've done it in these different spots. Can they put it together tonight? Possibly. They're throwing, like Oklahoma's throwing a bullpen guy, a guy that's most pitches he ever thrown is 36. That's not a. It's not a starter, right? It's not something you're scared of.
But also,
it's what LSU are you going to get?
Well, exactly, because a lot of this LSU baseball team has been everybody's having their best output against you. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Gavin Jones go 5. And it's like, oh, the best start he's had this year, or the best start of his career, because that seems to be what happens against LSU, because that means you're a bad baseball team.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the times that, they usually don't have this offensive output, or
Right.
a starter usually doesn't go 7 innings, and it's,
And
they
then
did against LSU.
Right.
Because that's what happens when you're a bad baseball team. So,
And that's the hard part for me this week is like,
I don't think LSU was bad. Me and Jared got into it yesterday because I was trying to will myself and will them to be like, look, they're not that bad. And he's like, yeah, look at the numbers.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't necessarily care about that because you have to throw it out the window at this point. But they have been competitive in nearly every game they've played. They've gotten 10 runs, a couple, there's been like you saw on Friday, 11-1. It's like, Jesus, thank God nobody's there. And then you'll see them battle back and be 11-8. Or they'll be in every baseball game they're trying to play. And then it was Friday against Florida. But the point is, they were competitive every game against Mississippi State. They were competitive in 2 of the 3 against Georgia. Those are good baseball teams. They were competitive against Tennessee whenever you went on the road and actually won a series. My thought is that they can play and beat anybody they line it up against, just a matter of actually finishing it out in 9 innings. Mm-hmm. They'll be good up until 7. They will, like you saw on Saturday against Florida, they battled back in the 9th, and then they just did the thing that you can't do.
Right.
And give up 6 runs whenever, you had all of the momentum in the world. It was, you're chanting for Stephen Milam, you're chanting for Curiel. You see Jake Brown coming and get the ovation.
Right.
The box was and that's, for what was there, it was loud.
And that's the part for me where it's like,
that was every trick you had.
You've seen all the opportunities right there for them to just go and do it, and then they just haven't. And so now it's like, what we're expecting them to do tonight, the thing they just haven't done, right? They had the opportunity in that game 3 against Florida where they battled back, cut it to a run, and you're there. All the momentum was on LSU side, honestly. And you give up 6 in the top of the 9th. Game 1 against Georgia, that was the game. You need to win at least one. This is the one you go get it, and you give up the lead, right? You're ahead in that game, and you give up the lead, and you're not able to bring it back. In all 3 games in Starkville, you're not able to close them out. And so it's just this case of they've had these opportunities that aren't the same as tonight, because tonight is literally win or go home. Tomorrow, if they win tonight, is literally win or go home. Every game will be win or go home. And you haven't had that until now. But you've had things close where it's there's an opportunity for you to go and take it and actually do it. And they just haven't. They just haven't. That's my thing. Is it's just they've had all these chances, and I'm not gonna say it's done. They've got no chance tonight, because I don't think that's the case. Mm-hmm. If that was the case, we wouldn't be going live to watch it tonight. I'd watch it from the comfort of my couch, where I can just turn it off and go to bed if it gets bad.
We can still do that,
which technically we could still do. But
we won't.
But I don't.
Never say die.
I don't think tonight is a lost cause. But, man, is it going to be a tall task for them to pull off what's necessary to have postseason baseball.
Mm-hmm. And host a super.
No, I think tonight they're probably going to be favored. I would assume. I expect them to win tonight. Tomorrow,
I don't expect them to win ever.
But to your point,
I expect them to compete.
They're not that bad. Like, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. There's been nobody in that boat more than I have with you, Lloyd.
Our ship is sinking,
I
but
see
the coast.
I'm going down with the ship. I'm not fucking getting
Look,
off
it's
it.
not that far away.
I get it, but
we might make it.
We might make it. Five wins.
Hey.
5 games, Lloyd.
Money line minus 136 for LSU, plus 108 for Oklahoma. So LSU is favored.
Right.
And that's the
Smitty.
thing is because you can see it because it's just the pitching matchups, right? It's one team that looks like they're punting, right, where they're going with a guy that's been a reliever and has thrown 36 pitches once. You know,
fucking disrespect.
I mean, essentially what
Go
they're
get in
saying
that
is it doesn't matter what happens.
Fuck that.
That would be a nice life to live. I would love to have that mindset right now.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do it. I get it. LSU's been there. I would prefer.
I
to
would
be on
love
that
it.
Side,
I would love to.
But look, I see the boat. I see the holes in it.
Yeah,
There's
we'll
not
see.
many. There's not
I'll
many.
see you in another life, Lloyd.
We'll
There's
see.
not many corks left or any
No.
fingers to plug holes with. Jake Brown is dead on the side. Noah's dead over there. Christian didn't make the trip.
Poji's waiting with
Yeah,
Diet Coke
Koji
in his navel.
is floating with us.
Yep.
He's on the inner tube.
There's not enough lifeboats for the amount of people.
No,
we're trying to
I have a
take off.
child.
Give one to Aaron Beatty first.
Yeah, then I look around
Mason
and I see
Braun, take
Omar
a lifeboat,
Serna.
take a
No,
lifeboat.
you're staying on the ship. You're going to get us to
okay.
shore.
There we go.
I see what's around. Kid Aaron Beatty keeps swinging. Omar Serna keeps swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Uriel, it's your last time to be a Tiger, probably, most likely. Keep swinging.
Loki just praying for a rescue helicopter.
Yeah,
basically.
Smitty, go throw. Go be an
Basically.
ace. You gotta keep swimming.
I know.
Just like, what's her
Dory.
name? Yes,
Yeah,
From
Dory.
Nemo or Finding
So,
Nemo.
so we'll see. I mean, it'll be like I said,
Who
we'll be
voices
live.
that character?
Dory is the
Kevin
blonde
Hart?
lady. It's
Nice.
Ellen.
Yep.
Ellen DeGenerate.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, New
So,
Orleans.
look,
Oh, she's very generous.
we'll be live tonight,
Want to go to the island?
8 p.m. first
Back to the
pitch.
island.
LSU versus Oklahoma as the Tigers face off against the Sooners. We'll get back to the baseball conversation with John Eads. I wanted to ask you, Wyatt. I saw this yesterday. We talked about Josh Dobson, 2 weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago.
When Corey Raymond, of course, went on the trip to visit him. Now, it was announced yesterday that 5-star cornerback Joshua Dobson will no longer take an official visit to LSU. He'll now visit Michigan instead from June 11th to June 13th. Wyatt, do you have any idea why?
I have a strong inclination it's
Okay.
NIL related. I think that's the world you're living in now. I don't know necessarily if it's an issue of LSU doesn't have the money or LSU doesn't want to give the amount of money that Joshua Dobson wants.
That means you don't have it.
Well, okay, fair enough. Then maybe that's what it is. I know Corey Raymond, I believe, is still set to go visit with him soon. I read that. So I wouldn't say LSU's completely out of the race. I would put a pretty small likelihood on him landing with LSU at this point if you're taking out an official visit and him substituting it in with Michigan. I'm not exactly sure how his official visit schedule is going to line up because he's got a top 5 of Michigan, South Carolina, Auburn, Texas A&M, and LSU. So I would assume LSU gets an official visit since they are in the top 5 and you get 5 of them. But at this point, it does seem like the national media buzz of Texas A&M and Michigan kind of surging a couple weeks ago was true. So I would probably assume he ends up either in Aggie land or in Ann Arbor. But you never know. It's Corey Raymond. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, I would assume he's probably not going to end up in Baton Rouge at this
Fine,
stage.
you'll make a mistake.
So he's got 4 official visits set. May 29th, he visits Auburn. June 5th, he goes to Texas A&M. Michigan, of course, that weekend, June 12th, and South Carolina the next weekend, June 19th. And so he says the 3 big things are family, environment, player development on and off the field, and I want to win. Those are the 3 big things that will decide his recruitment.
Go play with Charles
So
Woodson.
South Carolina's out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing for me is when I read that quote, right, especially number 2, the second thing he says when it comes to the 3 big things that will decide his recruitment. Player development on and off the field. I don't know if you can name a better person from a player development standpoint on and off the field at that position than Corey Raymond from a coaching standpoint. Like, literally, when you're going to talk player development on and off the field for a cornerback, Corey Raymond is the name when it comes to a coach. And so I'm never going to judge a high school kid on the way they handle their recruitment. I'm never going to tell them they're wrong. You can always say what you would do if you were in their shoes, but I don't know. I've never been in those shoes before. I've never been the number one cornerback in the country, and it's probably quite the life, right, when you're being recruited at the level Joshua Dobson is. But I can say, we've talked about this in basketball as well, as you see LSU gets another transfer, Will Wade does yesterday. You're not recruiting high school kids as much, right? Football's different. You're still recruiting high school kids from an elite level, like at the same level. What changes is the amount of money you're willing to commit. You know what I mean? Because you can spend $6 million on a high school player. That's just a random number. But you can also spend $6 million on that's what gets you Sam Levitt or Jordan Seaton or Cam Coleman, which are guys that have proven it and done it at that level, right? Saw Jordan Seaton yesterday at the golf course. Looked at Lloyd and said, I think that's what they look like when they go in the first round. An absolute monster of a human being.
Hello, Jordan. Nice to meet you.
And so that is the way recruitment works now. Why would you spend $6 million on an 18-year-old when you can still be in the top 5 and maybe they hit the portal in 2 years and you can spend $3 million then going into their junior year? Like, $6 million gets you a proven commodity out of the portal. And so it's going to be very interesting to watch how this recruitment plays out, because to me, to Wyatt's point, it does feel like NIL's the conversation. Because if it was truly player development on and off the field, there's no way LSU's not getting a visit, because Corey Raymond is player development on and off the field at that position without a doubt. Corey Raymond's recruiting pitch is, look at the body of work. Look at last year's draft. Look at the highest paid corner in the NFL. Go down the list, right? Corey Raymond changed Mansour Delane's life. Not discrediting the work that Delane put in, of course. But he came to LSU with one thing on his mind. I don't want to be a third-round pick. I want to be a first-rounder. And guess what? Now you're a top 10 pick. And so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Because LSU obviously has become more competitive in the NIL arena and battling it out from a financial standpoint. But it comes down to, where do you spend the money? And that's part of the conversation when LSU brought in Lane Kiffin and Billy Glasscock, and the way that they structure rosters. They have a method. They have their specialty is identifying the talent, and they know how to spend the money the right way.
But also, is it not fair to say that maybe they don't have the same amount that they did going into this year? Because I mean, I don't think it's rocket science to see that they had the rollover effect of, do you want to continue to, are you going to go all in on this year and spend all of the money that you have from the NIL, the SEC, all of that you have to spend, right? Or you could have rolled it over and kept a little coffer for yourself to always be able to sprinkle on top. Clearly, that is not what LSU did. They spent everything. And so now you get into conversations like a Joshua Dobson when you're going up against third-party NIL with Larry Ellison that says, how much is it for what? Are we still doing the football thing? Or now I have to look correct in my spending on Bryce Underwood. We fire our coach because he can't stop
fucking
chasing puss.
I mean, it's Michigan and Texas A&M, right? when we've talked about the NIL.
Hey, Larry, can you pay for my DoorDash?
The pay for play. The first year of it, who was the team that out of nowhere got the number one recruiting class in the country, got all these 5 stars?
A&M.
Good job.
Hey, Christian.
And then,
hell yeah,
I remember that.
On the biggest display of a $12 million huge contract, it's Michigan. It's Larry Ellison, right? These are two of the schools that have been the the talking points of NIL and
they're letting LSU just do the recruiting for you.
Right.
They're like, oh, that's a good player. Well, we'll go pay him.
Mm-hmm. And so I don't think it's a secret that when the two teams in the league are Michigan and Texas A&M.
Josh.
I don't think it's a secret what is transpiring. And I'm saying, it's not. I'm not going to tell Joshua he's wrong. Mm-hmm. You've got the ability to get that money straight up in that moment. It's a hard thing to say no to. I've never been in that spot. Likely will never be in that spot.
I mean, Jeremiah Love came out and said it after he got drafted. I'm going to put away my draft money for now because I'm kind of rich off NIL right now.
Except from the NIL era.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I'm comfortable. I don't have to touch my draft money.
Right. And the next conversation is it's LSU. What is your method? Is it to spend $5 million on a high schooler? Or is it to save that $5 million and spend two here, one here on 3 proven commodities out of the transfer portal? Right? It's how do you spend the money? Because I do think Lloyd's point is correct. There is part of the conversation that LSU has spent a lot, and the well for money at LSU is not bottomless like it is for a Michigan or an A&M or an Oregon. LSU is not to that level NIL-wise. It's how do you spend it? Can you spend it smartly? I also think the money conversation will change if there's a return on investment early on in the football season. Mm-hmm. The money might increase come November, December, when maybe you have some big wins under your belt and you've defeated Ole Miss on the road or A&M at home and Clemson at home and Alabama or Texas. Like those games you play, if you get an ROI on what you've put in last offseason, it might spike a little bit because it works. More money. That could very well happen because I think Lloyd's point is right. I do think there's a wait and see mindset now of the guys that have spent the money and cut the checks of, well, let me see what my last check does. And to his same point with the rev share, you had banked some of it, you had the rollover, and you could have kept banking it, but instead you didn't. You used it. Mm-hmm. And so it's what does the money look like for LSU and how do you use it? How do you map it out? The same way we talk about with Will Wade and men's basketball. How do you opt to spend the money? What's your method to building a roster? Well, like Will said, he said, well, I'm not paying 15 guys. The back end of the bench is going to be the back end of the bench. I'm going to pay 8 of them. And those 8 are going to play. Because the biggest thing is not just spending money and getting the players. It's your money needs to be on the field. That's the biggest conversation in all of this. When I spend money on players, that money needs to be playing. I think that's why you see a Lamar Brown and a Richard Anderson and a Deuce Gerald's playing, because those are high schoolers that you spent money on, right? That money needs to be on the field. That's the biggest conversation with Sam Levin, this injury. That $5 million, that 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, that money needs to be where? It needs to be on the field.
Because LSU did have, I believe, the highest amount of dead money on the field. Well, not on the field, right on the bench.
Yeah,
last year.
And do you know who had the most money on the field last year?
Ole Miss.
Who was the coach?
Pete Golding.
Nope. It was Lane Kiffin.
Oh.
Where's he coaching now?
LSU.
There you go. So that's the conversation is, can your money be on the field? That's where it needs to be. It's like Will Wade said. We're paying 8 guys because those 8 guys are going to be where?
Is this the first time that you've ever kind of felt like maybe this might not work in terms of LSU trying to be good at everything when you start seeing – because this is the first time that you've had a recruit that should be interested in LSU, and I was like, I'm not even taking an official visit. Now, it could mean that I don't need to, or it could be like they're not even in the ballpark as what you have to. And it is, when you try to be good at everything, like this, we continue to say it, like this is a test case. This is the first time you've seen like, oh, maybe you can't be good at everything, and now you're taking this is the one sport that you can't afford to not afford it.
Right.
I think the only reason anyone would think, and I don't think that, football's the one they're not going to skimp on money-wise. I think the only reason someone would think that is the last thing you've seen from LSU recruiting-wise was in the portal, where a guy like Sam Levitt, a guy like Jordan Seaton, you went out and said, you're not going to outspend us. Like, you were one of the schools with almost endless money where it's like, you might not come here. It's not going to be because of money.
Right.
We're going to find the money. But when you go into high school recruiting, you have to change your mindset a little bit. Yeah. There are recruits that are strictly bidding wars. And then there are recruits that are literally going to go for as much money as humanly possible. The number one offensive tackle in the country last year went to Texas Tech for more money than Jordan Seaton makes as a true freshman. That's absurd. For LSU,
but you're also getting
can't
him for
make
3.
that kind of deal.
You're getting him for 3 instead of 1.
No, but I'm saying per year.
Yeah.
He's getting it per year. So I understand that part. But, like, that's a dumb move for LSU because they don't have that money. For Texas Tech, it's fine because that money, that $5 million means nothing. They've got endless money. So you have to recalibrate in high school recruiting and figure out which recruits are going to come to you for a reasonable price. Like, when it comes to, like, DJ Pickett could have gotten far more money than he got from LSU, I believe. But you have to recalibrate to find those recruits that are willing to take maybe a little bit of a pay cut to come to LSU, even if the NIL number is competitive with the other schools. You know what I mean?
It's all about what you can offer.
100%.
Breaking news this morning, as LSU men's basketball has signed guard R.J. Lewis, who was the 2025 Big East Player of the Year when he was playing with St. John's, has been a part of the Utah Jazz and the Boston Celtics, and is now signed with LSU. He was, of course, a part of that St. John's team coached by Rick Pitino, and now has signed with LSU. The On3 tweet is, breaking, former pro guard R.J. Lewis has signed with LSU.
God.
Pete Nakos reports. R.J. Lewis was the 2025 Big East Player of the Year. He's a wing. He is 6'7". He went to Mount Zion Prep. Of course, played at St. John's. Started his career at UMass. You see it there. UMass, St. John's, the Utah Jazz, the Boston Celtics, and now LSU. And his time at St. John's, his accolades in 2024-25. He was a consensus second-team All-American. He was an AP second-team All-American. U.S. Basketball Writers Association second-team All-American. National Association of Basketball Coaches All-America second team. Sporting News third All-America. The Big East Player of the Year. The Big East Tournament Most Outstanding Player. All Big East first team. Big East All-Tournament team. Naismith Trophy National Player of the Year semifinalist. Julius Erving Small Forward of the Year finalist. Oscar Robertson Trophy midseason watch list. Go down the list, right? He appeared in 35 games, 32 starts, averaged 18.2 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 1.4 steals in 31.8 minutes per game.
He's a good hustle player with real competitiveness and scrappiness defensively. That's really fun to watch.
An LSU Tiger. Look, it is a wild thing to read when you look at On3 and you read the tweet. Former pro guard R.J. Lewis Jr. has signed with LSU. I understand that.
Thanks to his very
he fits the Will Wade mold. He's 100%. Jumping out the gym right now.
100%, and I think that's the conversation, right? It's what do you, how do you spend the money, and do you have your prototypical player? Like, do you have something that fits your scheme, what you want to do? And everything Will Wade's done in the portal up to this point fits who he is and the type of team he wants to have. This is not a small deal. Is the way I'll word it, because this is a professional basketball player, which is not a new thing. I know Hunter Hall is going to pop in at some video at some point in this stream and talk about the Alabama professional players, of course. But R.J. Lewis Jr. was a stud at St. John's, their best player. Ended up in professional basketball. He played 3 games for the Celtics, I believe. His last 3 games were October 8th, 10th, and 12th. I feel like that's preseason. My gut feels right. He was he played in the summer league. He was out in the summer league. He got shipped to Boston in a trade. Let's see. He scored in the preseason, and he gets waived by the Celtics after the preseason. So, only played summer league and preseason basketball. He was born on November 27th, 2002. He is 23 years old, the same age as myself, and he is now an LSU Tiger. Look, I get it. It is a wild sport, college basketball is. A wild game. The conversations we've had about the players that you get, whether they're pros, whether overseas, whether they're G League, whether from the NBA, all of these things, it's a wild sport, and at some point, it's going to change. You're not going to be able to do what you're doing. At some point, you would assume there will be rules, 5 for 5, all those things coming down the line. Until those rules are in place, it's about maximizing what you can do until then. And as of right now, Will Wade has maximized that.
Also, a big pickup, obviously, phenomenal player. Pete Nikos is reporting Lewis is not currently eligible to play, and LSU will have to file a lawsuit in order to get him eligible. But this isn't Pete Nikos. I've read that if he does file a lawsuit, the consideration is that they believe he will be able to get that eligibility, so should be something to monitor there.
Yeah, look, I mean, Will sat there and said the reason why things weren't being announced was why. There's guys working with, doing things with their contracts, still playing, of course, overseas. And then, of course, he said they're filing waivers. They've got some other things they got to take care of to get guys eligible. This is, like he said, you're going to have to get Lewis eligible. He is not currently eligible. But to Wyatt's point, that conversation has become completely different now. You can get injunctions. You can do all these things to find a way, temporary restraining orders. All these words I did not know 365 days ago. I had never talked about an injunction or a temporary restraining order in college athletics. And now it's just common knowledge at this point because it's normal things. Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback for Ole Miss, was not eligible. Was deemed ineligible by the NCAA, ruled ineligible by the NCAA, took it to court, now he's eligible. He's going to play for the Rebels. So now LSU is getting in that mix. RJ Lewis, the latest pickup. There have been some guys you've gotten. Are they going to be bench players? Are they going to be starters? We don't know. This is a starter. RJ Lewis Jr. is not this addition that's going to be a how much will he play? What's his role going to be? This is a...
One of them 5 or 6 guys you paying.
It might be number 1. Top 3, without a doubt. I mean, I went through the accolades and the awards. All-American lists, go down the list of what he is. It is a huge addition for Will Wade in LSU basketball. 6'7", 215 pounds. Working on his eligibility. Obviously, he's from Miami, Florida. Went to UMass, went to St. John's, played for the Jazz and the Celtics, and now is signed with LSU. We will take a quick break here. We'll come back with some LSU baseball talk with John Eads right after this.
Oh, I didn't even see you there.
Well, you do, Pat.
Hello.
Was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, where everyone is family.
When it comes comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we open up hour number 2 on this Tuesday morning. And if you missed it, put it out on Twitter yesterday. It is on YouTube. We told you last week, Lloyd and myself made our way over to WAFB and sat down in the podcast studio with one John Eads for game time. And was about an hour conversation. I don't know if you planned on it being an hour, but that just kind of happens.
It was great
when me and Lloyd show up.
I think. Go ahead, Lloyd.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah. Well, now you're in my arena now. We left. It was like, I don't know how long these things typically go if we had a time limit, but we did not consider that at all because we just got to talking.
Yeah. No, I mean we could have gone longer too, but I had to go to this send off for the Dutchtown baseball team at 4:00. And I was a little bit late for that, but it was okay because they held the bus for me. So
nice,
very nice of them.
There you go.
So no, we could have gone another hour. I'm sure,
100%.
just chatting, and who knows what would have happened. I mean, like I shared on social media, we learned the difference between roulette and Russian roulette.
Yeah.
We reenacted a scene from The Office.
Yep.
And did I get everything?
Nothing if not
entertaining. A lot of the craziness, yeah.
That's
but we also
sure.
talked a lot of business, so it was fun, and I appreciate you guys coming in and enjoyed the conversation. And it took me a little while to get it posted and put out there. We got to put out there though, and just kind of what we do in here, but over there.
Yeah,
and
we
limited Lloyd to just one curse word, so that was good.
I was very proud of myself, or disappointed in myself. Fuck.
It's okay here. No editing on this side. But we appreciate you having us in. Of course, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Lloyd and myself sat down with John last week, talked baseball, talked men's basketball, talked Tingle & Co. For an hour, like he said. Learned about roulette, Russian roulette, the difference between the two. Very different. One's much more safer. And then, of course, Lloyd reenacted The Office by falling out of his chair.
No.
At some point.
It was funny because I was watching the beginning of it, and he was so down.
Look, I am a producer at some point, and I was like, looked over at the screen. I'm like, I'm barely in the shot.
Yeah.
I look like a child, and I do look like a child, but I was like, this can't be. And I just kept progressively getting lower. I was like, I have to do something about this.
Right.
So,
Lay off the Cheetos or something. I don't know.
That's that guy.
The way you described it was hilarious, though. It looked like you were in a sidecar.
Yeah, I did.
Literally. It was funny. It was a great time. Make sure you go check it out. But I'll start with, because you went over to Sulphur. I want to start with the Catholic game. That game was unbelievable. How many? It was 15 innings?
15 innings.
And the bottom of the ninth, I'm sure everyone has seen it. Bottom of the ninth, there's a bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 count. The pitch is thrown up out of the zone. It's a walk, so a walk-off walk. But the batter does not go to first base. He jumps into the dog pile. And we talked to the Rugaroo head coach yesterday, Mike Forbes, shout out, 2-time state champion at Central High School. And he said basically it's up to the umpire and their discretion of you have enough time, you went away from the bag, and they'll call you out if you don't go touch first base. And so he is then out, and the inning is over, and it stays whatever the score was, tied, and they go to extras. Talk about that game, how unbelievable it was.
Insane, dude. Yeah, so a lot of layers to this. I went and shot the first handful of innings over there because Dutchtown was playing at the same time on the other field, and it wasn't televised. So, I wanted to make sure I got over there to get some of that game as well. Otherwise, nobody would be able to see it unless they had the stream, which a lot of people were complaining about too, the stream itself. So it was 2-2. I think I went to the other side maybe after the 4th inning, and a former Catholic player was up in the stands next to me. We were just chatting and watching the game, and I was working and stuff. Davis Emine is his name. And I left, and I told him and the other guy he was sitting next to, twin brothers, Orlando and Edward Henriquez. I didn't know which one was sitting there with me. But anyways, I told them, hey, I'll be back to get the game-winning run. I promise. I didn't know that it would take 12 innings to get it. But I came back. I was on Game Changer. You guys know Game Changer? Mm-hmm. Keeping tabs on the score. The game keeps going. It's 2-2. It's 2-2. It's 2-2. 5th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning. I finally get back over there, I think for the 8th inning after the Dutchtown-Sam Houston game wrapped up. And I told him, hey, we're back. Let's go. Let's get this winning run. And Davis turns to me when the count's like 3-1 and they have the bases loaded and the guy gets the walk, or he's about to walk. He's like, the game can't end like this. I mean, that would just be such an anticlimactic, way to win a state championship. And then it actually happened. And you didn't really feel people celebrate, to be honest. Like, the dog pile was kind of half-hearted. Keep in mind, this is their 3rd straight state championship. Right. They've never done this before. It just didn't feel right. It didn't have the punch that you would like in like a walk-off win, because it was a literal walk-off. Yeah. And then everybody starts to scream and shout after the guy touches home, and they start the dog pile. You got to touch first. You got to go touch first. And then, as you see, Brother Martin completes the play at first base there, and everybody's in shock. But I think they handled it well, Catholic.
Yeah. To still come back and still win the game.
Yes. It took a lot to do that, though. Of course. Brad Bass, 2 different times, brought the whole team in and huddled with them, and in between the innings, man, was just shouting things at them, like, this is where your manhood gets tested, this and that kind of stuff. And Brother Martin had a lot of chances to win that game in extras. Like, they put a lot of base runners on. But I think Tanner Forbes is his name. I don't know if he's related at all to Coach Forbes at Central, but worked through a lot of jams, and neither offense could really do much, obviously, a lot of zeros. But then eventually Catholic gets a guy at second, and Harrison Kader, I think the guy that touched home earlier on the walk is the guy that had the game-winning hit. Wow. So that was insane. And then I told Davis, because I caught up with him after the game, I told y'all I'll get that game-winning run.
I mean,
it was crazy.
I mean, obviously Lloyd just played the clip and we watched. I mean, it is unbelievable. It's just something you've never seen before. And me and Lloyd, we were talking about it because it was hard not to talk about, and you did a great job getting the shots of it.
Thank you.
Was like the most impressive part of the whole thing is for that to happen and still be able to, and it's a credit to Coach Bass to come back to still win it.
Yeah.
Like where you had it won, you go through all the emotions of a win, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then you still find a way to grind it out and pull off the victory is impressive.
I don't know who number 6 is, but thank God I would have to be a man of faith after that because I would kill myself.
It would feel
if
similar.
Catholic had lost.
What game was it?
The
It was Shaw.
Yeah.
The kid throws his helmet in the air.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's got that same
look,
vibe.
time heals all wounds. You forget
course.
about stuff. But yeah.
Oh,
Did they win?
You know what's crazy?
No, Shaw lost.
See, where's he? Wellness check.
Well, you know what's crazy is that St. Charles beat them in that game in football.
Right.
And they won the state championship this past weekend, too. They were down to their final strike against Vanderbilt Catholic. And they ended up scoring 4 runs, and they win the game 6-5. It's some of the same dudes that won that football game for them. Crazy. What a year for them.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, that Catholic game was nuts. Usually it's kind of like when someone drops an easy pop-up, they'll score on the very next AB. When you foil a chance to win like that, I'd say the win probability on FanDuel, you can't bet on high school sports, I don't think.
You can.
Oh, you know?
Let me know.
Extremely goes the other way.
Right.
So the fact they were able to pull that out, it didn't have to go to a game 3, was just nuts.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was quite the
I've never
experience.
seen I've never seen that before.
We didn't even we didn't know the rule. Like Lloyd and
I
I are
didn't
going
either.
back and forth. I've watched a lot of baseball. Lloyd's played and what and it's like I don't really know how that works.
And there's a part of me like in my mind like you scored the game winning, the game is over. Right? Like you would think that, but you have to complete, because baseball is baseball, you have to complete the play that just happened. And so, and you could hear, like, on your audio, you guys going back and forth, like, wait, he has to go touch first. I think he has to touch first.
Yeah.
And then it's like, is it a forced play? It's like, I don't know. Because I still don't know if it's a forced play or what the deal is, because eventually it does become like you're out of the baseline. And then that's why we asked Coach, and he was just like, it's kind of like a time thing. Like, the allotted time has passed for either way. Like, if they don't do anything, if they don't throw it to first, like, the game technically never ends. But if everybody walks off the field, the game's over. Yeah. And so it just heads-up play also by Brother Martin to be like, hey, throw to first, see what happens.
Just give yourself a chance.
Never say, give yourself a chance. And that's what they did. But ultimately, Catholic is, and then the second dog pile was much better.
Much better.
Much better.
Yeah, because I think they were confused too. Yeah. Like, is it over? Should we be doing this? And it's like, I don't.
The emotion for the second one is like,
oh my God,
where you were there, you're not there.
It is impressive. A testament to Coach Bass to be like,
100%.
Hey, boys, get it.
That place is a factory.
Yeah, get it together.
Yeah, they're.
We'll never do that again.
No more mistakes.
Somebody claimed that the number 7 Miles Hawks didn't touch home on that.
It looks like he didn't.
But I went back. He very clearly did. I'm like, guys, ball does not. We could do this again. Catholics are going to win in the end. You know, we play another 15 innings. Yeah. So, and I did want to mention that, like, Coach Bass's emotions after the game. I think he was most joyful after this state championship than probably. I've only seen the past 2 years. I didn't see the ones before that. But, bro, he jumped into that dog pile.
He's on the plate.
There you go. And, was just, like, out of his body, like, celebrating. Like, it was crazy. I think he was just so juiced for his guys, the way that they handled that and ended up winning that. So I wasn't able to go to the box this weekend because of that. But it was pretty cool to see that.
Of course. No, I mean, that's once in a lifetime stuff. Like, not a Catholic baseball state championship. That's not once in a lifetime.
But that kind of a
that
game.
type of game.
Yeah.
And it is a credit to Coach Bass. I mean, like, legitimate, that place is a power. You know what I mean? Like, it's a factory.
It's not the powerhouse, but it's close.
I mean, they don't even, like, this year they had a handful of D1 commits, but, like, they didn't have a William Schmidt, you know? Like, it's a mixture of the talent that they bring in, but it's also the way they coach these guys.
Yeah.
Like, Jay's mentioned Catholic High, like, 20 times probably this year in pressers when we ask about Jack Ruckert and Daniel Harden, you know, and all the guys that came out of there. So, big respect.
And to pull off what they did over the weekend. But speaking of over the weekend, I do want to get your thoughts on LSU baseball. I know, like I said, you weren't in Alec Box. I don't know how much of it you got to catch or listen to Jay speak, but just some takeaways from the weekend, then kind of getting ready for tonight as they face Oklahoma, a team they did beat 1 out of 3 times in Alec Box, and played well against, but of course lose that series. Your thoughts over the weekend going into tonight in Hoover?
Yeah, caught it on the radio on the way back a couple days, which was nice. Didn't have to, listen to some dumb random podcast. Got to, listen to Chris Blair and the guys recapping the action. Unfortunately, it wasn't winning action, but, passed the time for me at least. I think the biggest thing was the pitching, obviously still, and getting behind early. Like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I was at a Catholic Highs game at Walker High School, semifinals, and first inning 0-0, check my phone, second inning 8-0 Georgia. Wow, that escalated quickly. Right. Same thing happened this weekend. I 0-0, and then all of a sudden it's 6-0 Florida after a grand slam and
stuff. It was 6-0, but we got there a little late.
I heard this.
And it was 6-0 before we walked in. So the game we watched, LSU won.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case because 6 runs were scored.
Yeah, they need to adjust that in the record book.
Right.
Tingle and Co. not there.
Yeah, game should have started yet.
What, BTC before Tingle and Co.?
Yeah.
And ATC was a win.
So technically they lost to Porsche. They also won it, though. So it's a half a win for each team. It's the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, we'll take it to Hoover.
Right. Same story, though. I mean, the offense produces. They're really starting to click, but the pitching's just not helping them out. And I think big issue is obviously the free bases. This is like the most free bases they've given up in a long time. And I think the difference between this year and last year is that they aren't able to dissolve those situations as well. The defense isn't as good. The issues compound. They continue to walk guys. They have errors. And then they give up the big swing, And last year, maybe some of those big swings were just solo 2-run shots, but this year they're grand slams and 3-run jacks, know. And that's just really tough to come back from. So it was nice to see them still competing, though. Like, they certainly haven't given up, and they're going punch for punch with these teams. They can't punch them out. I mean, that's the problem. So we'll see what they can do this week. It's a bigger ballpark, so I think that helps them. They are familiar with Oklahoma. They played well against Oklahoma. They pitched well against Oklahoma. I was listening to Musso at the box this morning, and LSU only gave up 9 runs that whole series to the Sooners.
They just couldn't score.
I know, which it's kind of the inverse now at this point. And at that point, I think he still had Cooper Moore. That was like the weekend he got hurt.
That was the game,
right? So since then, it's just it just hadn't looked the same.
Kaysen struck like 15 out
that was
in that game
best
1. Yeah.
Game of the season.
His career.
By far. Career, yeah. So William Schmidt, I looked at his numbers against them. I think he threw 4 innings. Didn't give up a lot of contact, but kind of the issue with him this year is the efficiency and getting to 5 or 6.
Yeah.
He's only done it one time, I think, in SEC play. So he gets the start. We'll see maybe if the familiarity with the lineup and maybe a little extra time off can help him. But I don't know. I mean, you can't just change an entire season's worth of sample size in 1 week, I don't think, so.
No, I think that's the toughest thing, right, is you've seen, like we talked about, the Oklahoma series where they're able to pitch well and they don't give up a bunch of runs, and then what they've turned into now where they can score 9 runs every game.
Yeah.
Like they score 11, but they give up 15. So you've seen the inverse. They just have. It's a game of whack-a-mole. They can't put the two things together. You got offense here, you got pitching here, but they just can't put it together. So it's going to be interesting to see. But what kind of takeaways from the last time they faced Oklahoma do you think that they have going into this? They're going to face a reliever, a guy that's only gone his highest pitch count has been 36. He's gone 2 2/3 once. That's the longest he's ever extended in a game. So it's not like you're facing this juggernaut, right? This team that's really ultimately has a desire to win. They're just kind of, we have to be here because of just the situation. You got to play in Hoover, but they're already in, you know. What do you see going into tonight's matchup?
Yeah, Gavin Jones is his name, right, I think. And he only threw a handful of pitches against LSU. Like, he came in on the Sunday and kind of situational deals. So I think they're just tossing him to see what they can get out of him because they are going to be in the NCAA tournament, and they know that. There's some teams that are going to have a little extra motivation to play well because they want to solidify their top 8 or top 16 for the tournament. And those teams, Auburn, A&M might have a case to do that. So Oklahoma, though, they don't really have much to gain from winning this game. Now, they still want to go do it since they're there, obviously. But that's why they're throwing him. And I think it bodes well for LSU. I mean, the offense is produced against everybody, even against other teams' aces. That wasn't really the case this past weekend, but when you started to get to Florida's relievers in the bullpen, that's when you really started to put the pressure on. So I think it'll be good for them. The question is, can LSU pitch well enough and defend well enough against Oklahoma's offense? Because they don't play the long ball game. It's, a lot of stealing bases and getting on and getting guys over and fast catch, as Jay calls it. And for the most part, the defense this year just hasn't been good enough to defend that kind of. Look at the Saturday game that they lost to lose the series, right?
Yeah.
When Jack Ruckert, fumbled the ground ball. Now he's played a lot better since then, and he's been better for that moment. But that's the kind of stuff you're going to need to execute better this time around. So be nice if they can jump on this guy early and put some runs up, because this is an offense that doesn't score in bunches in Oklahoma. Yeah. And so if you could take an early 3-0, 4-0 lead and give Schmidt that confidence, I think it really bodes well for you. So I do feel good about them winning this game. I don't know about Auburn or A&M. I think once you get to A&M, they're going to throw their starters probably to get them some innings and pitches and prepare them for next week. But I think LSU can win this game.
And I want to turn the page a little bit, because right before you came in, there was breaking news on the men's basketball front.
I saw that, yeah.
As they land a professional basketball player, like a guy that played summer league basketball, played preseason NBA basketball, was the Big East Player of the Year, second-team All-American at St. John's 2 years ago, and is now signed with LSU. My question isn't R.J. Lewis specific. It's more college basketball specific, where it's a crazy thing to sit and read. LSU has signed pro basketball player R.J. Lewis Jr. to their team. So I just wanted your thoughts on the state of it, like this graphic. You know what I mean? Like when you see something like
insane,
that, your thoughts.
Yeah, seems made up, to be honest. Like, even the guy that committed yesterday went to ASU twice, right? And 2 other schools. Like, this is just crazy. It's unprecedented. I don't know that we've seen this kind of stuff. I think Alabama tried to do this last year, right, where they brought a G League guy
Charles
in.
Bediako.
It didn't work. So I think that we talked about this on the show at our studio. Wade's kind of gaming the system, I guess legally, until it's not,
Shocking.
Yeah. So I think it's a very creative way to build a roster, and if it's within the confines of the rules, then great. It's just I don't know how some of this stuff is possible. Like, this guy played in college already. Went to the G League. And now he's coming back to college. Like, that would be like, I don't know.
Me and Lloyd have talked about it.
Cruz never played, like, it's Dylan Cruz.
Yeah, he's back.
Minor league.
Yeah.
And but even like we talked about it with like a guy like Connor Griffin. Like, imagine he goes to the Pirate and he's in Double-A and he just can't make the cut and he's struggling. He's like, well, I guess I could just go back to college. Like, why not just try LSU for 2 years and see what happens?
Just nuts.
Like, it is wild. And I just put out a tweet as you were talking, because to me it's to Lloyd, that tweet that Lloyd had put up on the screen. Like, my point was, you got to play the game that the rules or lack thereof allow you to play. And as of right now, the lack of rules and like it says, push bounds of NCAA rules, there aren't really any. And so it's until they give you rules, do what you can do. And so my question to you is, from our standpoint, I'm going to say personally, I don't agree with this. Like, I don't like that this is allowed, but it's Louisiana, it's LSU athletics. You want to win, so do what you can do to win.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it makes you go, okay, we'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah, and people are going to write negatively about it, but I think Wade does not care about that at all. He doesn't care about the perception. He just wants to win. And so if you need to do something to force, I don't even know if it's the NCAA, I'll just say the rules committee's hand, then
whoever
so be it. So if it's allowed, I appreciate the creativity and what he's doing in that regard, and we'll see if something changes. But once you started doing the NIL and paying these players, it opened up Pandora's box, and this is just kind of a lingering effect of that, because before, these college guys couldn't get paid at all, which meant that if you accepted any money or declared to go pro, you were gone. You could never come back. But now there's kind of that loophole of, well, these guys get paid and he's gotten paid, so why can't he come back, So I don't really like, though, how you can kind of take these things to a judge that you might be friends with or is nearby where you play and kind of game the system.
Yeah.
Like Trinidad Chambliss did that too, right? I feel like it needs to be a blanket uniform rule across the entire country, you know?
And I think at some point it will be. Like, I do think there will be rules down the line. Now, the level of enforcement and how they pull it off, we shall see. But I do think down the line these things are going to be allowed, which is why it's kind of the mindset of, well, while it's where the place it is now, capitalize and make the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart, you know, and I can't blame them for it.
Yeah.
I do kind of miss the purity, though, of college athletics. Like, some of this wacky, crazy stuff I do on the video game to escape reality. But now that is becoming the reality, and I don't really enjoy it, to be honest with you.
Black Mirror.
No, I don't disagree. I mean, I think it is crazy what it's turned into. And like I said, personally, might not agree with it, but at the same time, it's the same mindset people had about Wyatt and the hot dogs, right? It was, that's not good for your health, right? Like, don't do that health-wise. But if it's going to keep LSU winning, then keep doing it, right? Like, sacrifice that. So it's, from my standpoint with LSU, it's, I don't like what it's doing to the health of college sports, but if it's benefiting LSU, then make it happen while you can. Now, at some point, I would like rules to be down the line, but until they're there, do what you can to win.
I mean, for these guys, this is a crazy adjustment, too. Like, you're going from out of college for 2 years to now you're back in college, and you have to get back on the routine of going to classes.
Of course.
And then playing college basketball. There's a guy, I think Hunt Palmer did a segment yesterday. The guy that they got committed was drafted in 2020.
Yep.
Like, what?
Like, same with Lewis, like they haven't played in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, they've played summer league or preseason games. They've never signed a legitimate a guaranteed contract. They've signed 2 ways, and they've done summer league, so it doesn't count. Right?
Yeah.
So it's these loopholes they found. It's going to be very interesting to watch it all play out.
Just seems like we're providing too many clouds for people to fall on, you know, and
too many caveats.
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you just move on?
I think the 5 for 5, the 5 for 5 rule is the one that's gonna shift things, you know.
Yeah, and I like that they eliminated the spring transfer portal in college football. I think that helps, you know, with reining some of this stuff in. So they just really need to get control of this a little bit better.
It's interesting.
I mean, it's just wild. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you making your way in.
Thank
you. Of course, I know it's been a busy weekend, and we'll make sure to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me. And I forgot the freaking cards again. I'm gonna bring them in.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll see you again soon. Make sure you go check out our interview with John over on what's on the WAFB YouTube channel.
Yes.
So on the WAFB YouTube channel, Tingle and Co. joined Game Time with John Eads and talk some ball. So go check it out. We appreciate you. We'll take a quick break here. Come back with Rohan Davey, former LSU quarterback, right after this.
Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we close out hour number 2 here on this Tuesday morning. And we are joined by everyone's favorite LSU quarterback, Rohan Davey, who's got a ball with him today. What we got right there, baby?
This is a cross ball, man. This is made by LSU Tiger, Gabe Northern, old head.
There we go.
Call him Big Zoo. But I met him, we hooked up a couple of days ago, so I've started using it and throwing it with my kids. So it's not the same, obviously, you see the material, but it works, bro. It works. And he put these little points on here for mostly receivers, so he could pick up the ball a little bit quicker. So he got a different mind. It's an interesting idea.
So what is the main goal of it?
Well, the main goal of it with this prototype, I think, is the paint, because you have to
locate.
Yeah, location, and also he has some other ones that has the numbers on it. Okay. And you feel it, and what it does now, it makes you want to tuck it to your right side or your left, so he has even on one side, odd on the next side. Just it's very interesting.
That's cool.
Very interesting. They good in South America though. They booming down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look, bro, this is here we serious about football when it comes to like the leather and all that, but it costs money.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What I mean? So the next best thing.
That's cool. We appreciate you making your way in.
Of course,
always
my
good
friend.
To see you.
Now you got the whole crew in here minus.
Of course.
The other
No Poggi.
No
Poggi.
Poggi.
He's a little under the weather.
Yeah, he
Poggi
got sick
sick?
yesterday. Yeah, he said he's throwing up.
Were you around him?
Nope.
Nope.
What
He was
about
at
you?
home.
No, it was not.
Okay,
We were we swung by a golf tournament yesterday. The
That
Rugaroo golf
that
tournament.
was Rugaroo, yeah.
So we
Casey
swung by
texted
there
me about
yesterday.
that.
It was cool. It was cool.
Sunday
it was a nice little setup.
night. I didn't have it on my radar.
Yeah, it was a nice little setup.
Yeah,
But
I went last year.
yeah, it was fun. It
You
was
golf?
fun. We're a little
You
red.
golf?
No, I hit it. I don't golf. I hit the ball.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, I hate it. Damn, never mind. I just imagine you could hit it
No.
far.
I can hit it. Hey, now listen. Where it ends up is hell. Only God knows.
But it's going somewhere.
It's going. It's going probably somewhere far too. But yeah.
Well, I want to ask you a question. Of course, the majority of the time when we sit down and we talk, it's about football. This is just college athletics in general. We were talking about a little bit in the break when you got in here. LSU men's basketball today has signed a guy that's currently ineligible So they've got to work for eligibility. They'll probably file a lawsuit and go through some of those steps that have become the loopholes of college sports because
file a lawsuit and drag it out, and while you drag it out, you're eligible.
You get a temporary restraining order,
Right.
you get an injunction, and you're eligible while you're waiting.
That's some bullshit.
Because the guy they signed today, R.J. Lewis Jr., if you look at the graphic of the signing, it goes UMass, St. John's. Here it is. UMass, St. John's, Utah Jazz, Boston Celtics, LSU. To where it is two professional teams where it was summer league and preseason. Never played a regular season game in the NBA.
Okay.
So he only played summer league and preseason.
Okay.
And then now back to college athletics. They're going to work to get him eligible. But just your thoughts in general as a guy.
So he's coming out of the Celtics organization to us?
To LSU.
Damn.
Which from the standpoint of LSU, right, where if the rules allow it, you know what I mean?
So if he would have played in a regular season game, he would have been in eligible. He couldn't have came back?
I don't think so. Nobody's tried that yet. So what they've tried is G League, like if you've played in a G League game, which I don't know if he has.
So I looked it up. He has 3 box scores from G League games, but someone in the chat said it was summer league preseason.
Okay. Were there 3 Celtics games?
I'm not sure. It was from 2025. That's all that I found were the 3 games.
Do you know what the dates were?
The 2025.
Do you know like month? Because
summer league.
So once you declare I'm going to the league, I saw another guy declare that he's coming back right before you play. So once you enter and go through the draft process, you can then again come back to college basketball.
That's what it seems like. As long as you don't sign like a guaranteed contract and play in regular season NBA games.
So you could go from being a professional back to amateur status?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because like where you've seen it really is international.
Yeah.
So
because they're pros.
Was go get international professionals who haven't played in the NBA, even if they've gotten drafted.
Right.
You can bring them back.
Right.
Because they've never played.
Like what we're doing with this kid.
Right. And then and then obviously R.J. Lewis. Yeah.
Adult.
Yeah.
And so he is. It's
like what they do in women's basketball. The women's basketball do it all the time. I mean, you see South Carolina women's winning got or Genevieve or her from, and she was a pro for 3 years.
Right.
Couple
the
years.
LSU women's basketball just did it with no
Moro,
right?
Correct.
So you've seen,
but they're not 60. I mean 30.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so R.J. Lewis today, he's 23.
Yeah.
But there was the guy that was supposedly signed with LSU yesterday. I don't know if
27.
it's official or not, but he was drafted in 2020. And so he's older.
So that's not a guy from overseas. That's another guy.
No, he was overseas.
Okay.
But he got drafted and never played in the NBA. He was drafted and stashed, so he stayed overseas.
Gotcha.
Then they had a guy, Santos, who plays overseas. He's 23 years old, and he's played professionally since he was 15. So he's
a pro.
He's played professional basketball for 8 years.
Right.
In the Euro League, but never NBA, never got drafted, and now he's out. So it's going to be a professional basketball team in Baton Rouge, like legitimately.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I mean, when you add the CJ guy and you add this, and then who else knows who else?
Right.
Because now you got to go out and get a big man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Depending on what kind of offense you're trying to run. But, I mean, to your point, bro, like, I mean, it's so much craziness going on in the way of college sports, and it's all based on one thing. Don't get it damn twisted now. Let's not get it twisted. It's all based on the green, baby.
Right. It's where can I maximize and make the most money.
That's right.
For some guys.
And what comes with that, that's the prerequisite for that is winning.
Of course.
And also, you're giving me a bunch of information since we've gotten in here.
Yeah.
But also, too, is to, you know, the LSUs, the Texas, the Alabamas, the Ohio States, you know, the Miami that with the resurgence now, it's almost like the brand power with what is coming with this is what's fueling this engine because of the money that's why I asked you earlier, like, well, how much money are they giving him to spend? You know what I'm saying? Because you going out and you getting guys that's used to getting paid already, such as this guy here.
Right.
So he's not going to settle for no $1 million. He's not going to settle for no $2 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you got to pay these guys to come. But to your point, man, it's going to turn into something. I mean, everyone's doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Until
everyone's
there are
doing
rules
it.
that come.
Yes, and to me, it's like once you declare that you're no longer an amateur, you're done.
Right.
You know, you
That's
can
what
no
the
longer
play's always
come
been.
back to. You can never come. And I don't care if you play in the Euro League or whatever it is. Anyway, it's a professional league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're getting paid, compensated for what you do.
Well, I mean, I think an example like LaMelo Ball. I remember when he, obviously he was at Chino Hills. And then he ended up, him and LiAngelo, after LiAngelo got in trouble at UCLA, was no longer eligible, they went and played in Lithuania. And so LaMelo was 16 when they went over to Lithuania, and he was never going to be able to come back and play. He was never going to be play NCAA basketball because he wasn't going to be eligible for it because he had played professionally in Lithuania, made a contract and stuff there.
Makes sense.
So he came back. He was able to find eligibility for high school basketball, and he played at Spire Academy, which was a prep school, which was wild. Played there for 1 year, but then went and played in the NBL, which was a professional league, to get drafted because the NCAA wasn't going to let him. And that was just in 2021.
So how has it changed that much now?
And since NIL has come in,
that's
boom,
right.
Everything it's opened Pandora's box, right?
It really has. It really has. I mean, on every side though, and in every sport. You know what I mean? But this rule is crazy because there's no way in hell I could see, like, say, a guy that's played like a football player. Right. And you've gone over whatever league, Mexico, wherever.
Canada.
To go play
UFL.
football. UFL. And then you decide that at that age you want to, I want to come back to college and now enroll and I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
Nah, it don't work like that. That's now what you're doing is, I mean, from the football standpoint, you're putting them young men
in danger.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I think
that's a full-grown man right there.
I think that's kind of been the difference in all of the sports because you can go back and play football like Matt Mogg. Like went and played professional baseball, got drafted out of high school to play and played minor league baseball.
Yep.
Doesn't make it, comes back to college. He's 25 years old as a freshman.
Yeah, was he? He was something like that. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Oh no, but like nobody batted an eye though. And now it's changed because I don't know because you're going
because now it's the same sport.
It's the same sport, but like the rules haven't necessarily changed in terms of like you can go do that if you want, but now it's
Zach von Rosenberg, the punter.
Yeah,
he went and played professional baseball, came back, and he was a
30-year-old punter.
Yeah,
Brad Wayne's Australian, mate.
Nah, it's real, but you think about the guys that you're talking about in the positions that they played, right? A punter and a quarterback.
Right.
Imagine, like, say...
linebacker.
Yeah, defensive tackle.
That's what I'm saying. At 25-year-old going up against 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
That can ruin your life.
That's a problem.
Of course. No, I mean, that's the biggest thing is, like, I was talking to one of, because I coach high school basketball, I was talking to one of the players, and he was like, because he wants to play D1 basketball. And he is talented enough, but he was like, what do you think the reason why, like, I was like, really, what it is you just got to go get older. Like, they want older. They don't want 18-year-olds because now they can get 24-year-olds.
Unless you a 5-star.
Unless you are
that thing.
The top 50
you know
players in the country are, you can go get.
It's 100%
but outside of that,
correct.
I want a 24-year-old. Why would I get an 18-year-old when I can get 100%. a 24-year-old?
Especially now when you got JUCO guys and you don't lose eligibility.
Of course.
That's the biggest thing. Now, you can go to JUCO for 2 years and come and you still got 4 years left.
You still got 4.
That's what I'm saying. Real talk. So it doesn't. It's tough on high school kids, bro. It's tough on high school athletes if you're not the creme de la creme.
Well, and it's like, I mean, Indiana, last year, the football team, their roster, the average age was 23.
Right. We talked about that a bunch.
Which is, I mean, that's, but like, I'm 23 years old. And, I mean, some of it could be because of my appetite, but I'm much bigger and stronger than I was when I was 18. You know what I mean? Like,
no doubt.
Your
but
body
it's matured. Yeah.
Like, Rudy should look different when he turns 23, right?
No, he won't. Rudy's an exception.
I'll be taller.
You're going to be, only thing you're going to do is stop doing what you're doing so you don't start getting pimples and all that.
I'm good. My face is clean.
Now.
He takes all sorts of weird shit for his face. He has like cream,
cycling pills.
Like what?
I got a prescription.
See,
that's always the excuse.
And it makes him sick.
I got a prescription. What do you mean you got a prescription
for deoxycycline? It's like a acne medicine.
Did your mom suggest that?
Mm-hmm.
You got a good mom though.
He does.
She be looking out for you, dog, because she know you fucked up.
Because he needs it.
That's just what I'm saying. Because she know, bro.
That's why my mama gives me my Adderalls.
You have a good mother, too.
Thank you.
I haven't
Happy
met
Mother's
your
Day.
mother, but you have a good mother, too. You have a good mother, too.
Appreciate
I'm not going to leave you out.
Well, you're the reason he exists.
Well, you're the reason. Yeah, I was going to say.
The Godfather.
That's why I couldn't leave him out.
The Godfather.
I've accepted it.
Yes.
Love that.
Rohan Vaughn.
That's right. I've accepted it.
Appreciate that.
After a year, we're okay now.
Yes.
Yes.
We are, but
could take that image of your dad and his helmet out my head.
But I want to ask you, I mean, from your standpoint, I mean, having teammates in college football, NFL, think of a teammate, right, that never got the opportunity to sign a contract and was, practice squad the whole entire time, never made it to the active roster and those things, or went to the CFL or some other league, one of those guys, and then they go back to LSU? Because basketball is where, to me, is where it's always going to be where it happens first, right? Basketball has always been on the precipice of
skirting the rules.
The dirty underbelly of college. It's always been basketball.
Always.
And I
Go
think
back to way
football's
AAU.
Football's been the one that's kind of been, it gets kind of hid more. Like, you don't really talk about the money that was paid behind the scenes kind of before NIL or things, because basketball was kind of accepted. Football, not so much.
Right.
And it's because it's more of a physical contact.
No doubt about it.
You don't want, and so that's where
you got to think about other things.
If this were to happen in football, that's when it would be on the biggest scale.
No doubt.
Because it'd be 27-year-old men.
No douut.
Going head. Like, imagine being an 18-year-old left tackle and you're lining up across from a 27-year-old professional football player.
No doubt.
With 3 kids.
No doubt.
No
doubt. It's a whole different dynamic, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you can say, yes, you have these guys physically, these young guys that are developed. Some guys are huge. We see them all the time at the recruiting and things of that nature. But the biggest part about it is develop between your ears. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing when you're talking about a guy that's been through the realm, coming through, been, at the high level or got close to the high level, and now you can have an opportunity to come back to college and get paired up with essentially guys that's just coming out of high school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not fair to those kids because they're not there yet. But at the same time, it's like if you don't change the rules for it and that loophole exists, then guys are going to take advantage of it.
Guys are capitalize, make money.
Yeah, exactly. Guys are going to take advantage of it. And if you have a guy that's 25 years old or whatever it may be, and he decides that he wants to come back, and now in the day of NIL, you're going to give him whatever you're going to give him, $500,000, whatever it is, $1 million to come back, and he's going to now be that guy on your football team. You're the money, bro, and that's the one thing with all of this, that money and what it does for the brand, your university, by having that player and having that notoriety coming even more on top, because it's going to be controversy.
Yeah, but the publicity that comes with all of it.
Right. And then you're going, but at the same time, it's what they say.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's right.
And that's what you're watching with LSU men's basketball right now. Like, people are not happy about what LSU men's basketball is doing right now. Like, they're not going to like this move of getting
I bet they come watch it, though.
But you're talking about it. You're talking about LSU men's basketball a whole lot more now than you were 3 months ago.
Sure are.
And that's the biggest thing. And so it's so
listen, man, listen, I don't think that what is going on is anything that's not strategic.
Right. Of course not.
Always a plan. Always a plan. Always know what's going to come with it. Right. There's always know what the scrutiny is going to be. And you know what? You got the right people in place to handle it, bro.
And push the boundaries as far as they'll let you.
Well, listen, I played for a couple coaches that did the same thing, bro. So, it's
Bill?
it's yeah,
Nick?
Yeah. So hey, we know about those lines.
Right.
As long as it stays what it is, and that's the development of these kids, and you don't go freaking crazy with bringing in some onks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
what was that? What was the high school that didn't exist? Bishop Gorman.
Bishop Sycamore.
Bishop Sycamore.
Bishop Gorman does exist.
Yeah,
Gorman
exists. Bishop Sycamore. You don't remember that story?
No.
So there was a guy that created a high school football program
for onks.
full of like grown men, like they're 27, 28, 30 in their 30s. You know what I mean? And publicized them as a legitimate and got them scheduled on IMG's schedule. Played a football game against. They got throttled
on ESPN.
by IMG.
On ESPN,
and it was live on ESPN.
Yeah,
this guy in this program.
This is a real thing.
This is a real like
absolutely
4 years ago.
Duped. I think there's a Netflix.
There's HBO.
You can go watch a game.
HBO was.
Oh, wow.
We got it because it is wild. Like the funniest thing is that this group of grown men still got dominated by 16-year-olds.
Quarterback was fast. Quarterback,
but they got crushed.
Right.
Here it is right here. This is Bishop Sycamore versus IMG on national television.
IMG in the white, huh?
Yep.
58-0.
It's 21-0 right now.
Punt.
Blocked.
He put it into the back of his head.
Like, oh my God, it's crazy.
They got crushed by
high school players.
Look,
Accessories and
they look like a real team.
It's one that
it took like a week to find out.
And a week later, it comes out on Twitter. They were like, "Yeah, Bishop Sycamore doesn't exist. That's not a real school."
Like, so how did we get this schedule?
How did they schedule? You got to go through so many steps.
And ESPN fell for
bro.
it.
You got to go. You got to go through your state.
Right.
You got to go through every coach. Like, you got to schedule it with them. You got to clear it. You got to get. You know how much steps you got to take. And y'all, what when he was giving y'all an address and all that, where was it? What was popping up? You know what I mean? If it don't, that's crazy.
And they got ESPN.
Yeah, they got him.
ESPN played it nationally. Mm-hmm. The game.
I think people.
And why were they so? Why would they? So they were just playing them as like they were supposed to be good.
They thought they were going to be able to compete with IMG.
That's what I'm saying. Why were they broadcasting that game?
Because they thought Bishop Sycamore was like a powerhouse, like a prep school powerhouse with these players with all these offers.
What made him think that?
This man,
the guy, this guy right here, duped him, and so he goes on this HBO documentary, and this is from the documentary. He had zero remorse. He was like, "No, I got him.
I got him. Like I got paid.
I pulled it off."
He goes, "Am I in jail? Am I a free man? Absolutely. Would I do it again? Maybe."
That's what he said?
Yes.
It was unbelievable. It's a crazy story.
And now all the guys from that IMG, they all got drafted. Like, this was their draft year. Like, they went to Alabama. They went to Ohio.
This past year?
Like, Carnell Tate played in that game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He was at IMG.
Yeah, I know.
And dominated these grown men.
Yeah, but clearly they weren't good.
They weren't good.
No,
but
they go not.
Yeah,
the coach is
weren't
on the
good.
sidelines not thinking, should I run or pass her? He's thinking, we fucking got these dumb
Because they're just have fun.
Listen, once they got on the field, it was like victory.
Yeah.
They thought victory before they game. Once it got scheduled, I was like, oh my God, this might happen.
Yeah.
And when they got on the field, it was over with. Yeah. It was over with, dog. That's crazy.
Was the motive just to be on TV? And
Yeah.
get 'em?
I don't know what
It was just a big, it was a middle finger.
Here's Carnell
like
Tate.
Here's Carnell Tate against these grown men.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, why did he start this university to do this?
They wanted to play ball.
They just want these guys.
And you got a paycheck. They got paid to go play.
They raised money. They fooled everybody.
Do you think the players?
I watched this game.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the classics like before the season starts. So this is like the first football you're watching of the year.
Man, look at this, man. Yeah, it's like a kickoff classic.
Yeah. And that's what. And so everybody's like, oh, we're gonna have national televised.
They're playing in
Canton.
Oh my God!
Fucking kidding me?
It's. I mean, but look at their jerseys.
No, I know they look legitimate, but it's like, oh my, they did do them dirty.
I mean, they dominated these men.
Well, what's crazy is imagine if Carnell Tate gets hurt.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
Where it would have been bad.
Well, but it's
might be. No, it's not Seton. I don't think.
Man, these men talk about he's a 30-year-old man. That is crazy.
Yeah, just go ahead and pick it up.
Gone.
But because they don't know really how to play football.
Right.
You can tell they don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what's dangerous. That's the danger part. Like, not even just being older. It's
they don't know what they're doing.
You shouldn't be playing like that. That's the travesty of that. It's like I'm gonna hit you late. I don't care because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just playing in high school and I'm 33 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to put
It's
pads back.
reckless.
Next game? Okay.
This is the only one, cuz.
It's reckless, bro.
But that's the other side of it to where
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I mean, I might have a loss for words with
morals
this one.
aside, and it's unbelievable. It's impressive what he pulled off.
100%. It's unbelievable.
Extremely dangerous. It was very smart. Very
really
dangerous.
It's unbelievable he pulled that off.
Yeah.
But just think of the collateral damage that could have came from this 100%.
thing. Yeah.
You talking about a tape? These guys could have sued the pants off.
And that's why it's. We can look at it now. Yeah. We can look back at it from a hindsight standpoint and be like, "Wow, that's crazy." But at the same time, we can only do that.
What are you whispering over there?
Are you trying to do this?
We can make a better team, bro. You want to suit it back up? Play quarterback. Be running back.
You got some powder.
Yeah.
Why it can be our tackle or center?
No. I'm not. What? I'm not.
You got some powder?
I don't got nothing.
Just slap him across the face.
Was I? Leave my handprint right across his stupid face.
Bro,
what are you talking about?
Bro, we could. Come on, I could catch some passes from you.
Against who?
Somebody deep.
We got to do the combine.
I don't know. What's his name? Cornerback, 5-star. What's his name?
Joshua Dobson.
Joshua Dobson. We'll do it against him.
We don't have the NIL for that. But
yeah.
We don't have the NIL for you.
Well, he's still in high school, is he not?
Yeah.
They get NIL in high school.
Yeah. Come on, we can make this happen.
We would get
Bishop Rohan.
Bishop Sycamore.
Bishop Rohan.
The thing is, if we get Lloyd on the team, we play against Catholic. Lloyd's going fucking scorched. I'll tell you what.
Shoot me up against Menard.
Oh my god.
Remember me?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's only a bad idea until we get out on the field.
Yeah, it's all good until you get that first one.
All these kids are on fucking testosterone now, like peptides. Like they're all 6'2", 210 pounds, and they're 17 years old.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then we think back because yesterday we saw at the golf tournament we saw Jordan Seaton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
god! So
God.
now you put that in perspective of we're about to suit up again and you go against that. No chance.
That's where the age is not the age doesn't matter.
Oh, that's what I'm telling you, dog.
He's a monster.
That's what I'm telling you.
Worth every penny so far.
Oh man, I'm trying to tell you, every penny. I mean, you know, it's the way that he's come in and worked for me, and you know, some guys. Honestly, you know, when you hear about these big high-profile guys coming in a lot of times you don't know what to expect, so all you anticipate is the BS, right? And, man, let me tell you something. That kid has been just a joy to be around for his teammates and also for everybody over there. And the way he worked, Bryce, the way he worked his behind off, man. And that always, when you come in with your head down and you take steps every day, 10 toes down like he has, and all of them, we talking about him, but all of those guys, it sets a lot. When you see, you know, one of your big money guys and those type of guys, and they're the ones that's leading the pack and leading the way, makes you feel good. Yeah. Damn sure makes you feel good because you know the leadership is there and all them guys underneath him is going to follow.
Yeah, and because there was a video that came out the other day on social media of Sam Levitt throwing to Jordan Seaton lineup.
Yeah, I saw that.
But to me, it wasn't as much like the fun part of the video. It's those guys are in the facility together. They're working because I guarantee they didn't just go there just to do that. Like they went to work, you know. And that's the part where it's like, to your point, when you see especially those two guys. Yeah. Because I think you could safely say it's probably $10 million in there. You know what I mean? Like when you got $10 million of your 40, that's 25% of your money spent in their work, and it makes that 75% want to work even more.
100%. And the guys know who the leaders on the team are. Right. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, leaders of the team are viewed by who got the bread. Yeah. Right. Who got the money? Most of the time, the quarterbacks are viewed in that way, even before then. But you know, some guys are. You know, you see them. You see how they work, especially in today's football. Yeah. Right? Where everybody, like we point out, everybody coming from everywhere, new rosters across the place. So now guys that are coming in, going through social media, they see that, oh, LSU's going after Jordan. He's going after 11. They're going after this. So now when those guys come in the building, those guys are watching them. They're trying to see what the hell you doing. What's so special about you? Why you got 5? I got 3. Why you got this? You know what I mean? So it's like those guys set the precedent early by going through the OTAs and doing what they've done, coming in, staying late, putting the work in, changing your body, those type of thing. And those guys respect that. Right.
It's because the biggest question in this era, right? All the things we've talked about today, of all these things that are going on in college sports, how do you make it work from a program standpoint? You've been, like we said, we named Bill, we named Nick. Like how do you build a program, right? You build a culture and those things. You have to have those guys because if you're say I'm a freshman coming in, or I'm a transfer that came in and didn't win or didn't get to play, didn't make all that money. How do I buy in? Well, I'm not going to buy in if I don't see the guys that did get the money buy in. You know what I mean? Like, that's where the rifts can happen.
No doubt.
But if I see Levitt and Seton and go down the list of these guys that got the money, if I see them working, well, that's how you build a program. You got to identify the right guys.
No doubt. 100%. That's the coach's job. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of culture do you want to build?
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't matter if a guy is the next greatest, top 5 pick or whatever it is. If he culturally don't fit what it is that you're trying to bring in here from a personality standpoint, from an attitude standpoint, from a work ethic standpoint, then, hey, you got to let him go. You know what I mean? So I think that what Lane has done and the guys that he's brought in with the money that he's definitely giving them, I think that the culture that he wants is the same as what these guys
and
want.
it's a winning culture. That's what you need. I mean, Lloyd threw up the graphic of
this is why you're doing it.
This is why you've done it this way, is because this is what your seasons have looked like in the SEC this year.
2 of those 3 don't exist anymore.
Like 2 of those coaches are not here.
Yep.
And the one who is going to bounce back from this because
no doubt.
He's won 2 national championships already.
He's proven.
Right. And I wanted to get your thoughts in addition to this on this quote from Verge Alsbury as he spoke. He spoke at the end of last week talking about the state of LSU athletics ultimately. And he a couple of the quotes here. He said, it's going back to the Saban model. Alsbury told USA Today Sports of the program's redirect. That means running the whole program. Then you have to go do some things with alumni and do things with boosters and do things with fundraising with NIL. You have to be a part of that. That's what Lane will do. He's not one who will say, okay, I don't want people to contact me. I don't want people to touch me. I don't want people to be around me. That's who we had. That's why we got what we got. There was no feel. There was no connection between LSU football program, the coach, and the fans. Brian Kelly's LSU program had no connection. There was no connection and no building. Not many employees connected. The former players didn't connect. Yeah, I'm saying it. Now the former players live over there at the facility. Go over there. We welcome them over there. They work out over there. That's what we want. That's who LSU used to be. Former players came in the weight room and they worked out. There wasn't signing no form to be able to work out, or who are you? You can't work out at this time. When you hear Verge Alsbury get on the microphone or talk to and say that, what do you hear? As a guy who obviously is a part of who he's talking about, right? You are a former player, because that was our thing. We talked about it when it came out on Thursday. We talked about it on Friday of you're going to tell the people who built this place they got to sign in on a sheet to come in.
Who
and they
are
gotta
you?
schedule an appointment and a time slot to be here when my face is on the wall.
That's me right there. There's my sign-in sheet. look above you.
When you hear that from the athletic director, what
you see that SEC championship trophy? That's mine.
What I hear is, and turn back the damn clock. But, bruh, it shouldn't have even been that way.
Right.
If we didn't have a guy that came in and think that he was the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, and everything that he said in that you just read is 100% correct.
Yeah.
He told not one lie.
Yeah.
And even when he speaks of former players being over there, man, I pop up over there now, and you don't know who you gonna see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so different, bro. And the feel, the energy, everything in there is different.
Yeah.
You talk to coaches, they're smiling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just totally different. I'm glad that Verge said that. I'm sure, it took him a while for them to have to come out and say that. But they're far removed now from BK to what, you can tell the truth on some things.
Yeah.
And what he's saying is not a surprise to anybody. It's something that we've been hearing from the entire time that this guy's back, BK's been here. And it's absolutely what it was. And it's absolutely why LSU football was 3-5 or whatever that graphic you put up. Oh, yeah. Like, that's exactly why. Because if your head, just think about it, bro, when you get a headache. Everything hurt.
Everything else is done.
Yeah, you done.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he was, the biggest headache in LSU history.
Yeah.
And once you get rid of the headache,
everybody feels a little bit better.
Because that's why I want to get your perspective on it, because
And then they go to twist it. It's all based on your approach and how you came in this thing.
Right.
Like, I don't care about your what you did off the field and all that BS. But if you came in correctly, none of that even matters because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about that guy's approach. And it says a lot about who you are when you come in and do the crap that you was doing and the bull crap accent and all that stuff that you was doing. Like, dude, just come in and be you, man.
Yeah.
Just come in and do your job and win. That's all.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's all we care about.
Well, and there's things that LSU was supposed to be, and the recruiting pitch was always, this isn't a 4-year decision, it's a 40-year decision. But if you're not letting them back in the building, it's not a 40-year decision.
Yeah, it's a 1-year decision.
Because you tell me I can't use a weight room that my wins, not your wins, my wins helped build. You know, like it's because that's my thing. Where especially for a guy like you that we have a relationship with, like you built the building. Right, like the golden era of LSU sports began when Nick got here in 2000, and
you laid the groundwork.
You laid the foundation, and you can't get back in the. I gotta sign a sheet.
Yeah, bro. It was. Let me tell you,
it's fucking embarrassing, honestly. I'm so glad that it's gone because when you were telling me about it, it actually makes me mad.
Well, do you think about it and you see simple things with other teams as just the amount of guys that say Alabama have on the sideline when they have a big game, and it's like. Here during that time, things like that was only reserved for certain people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the feel that guys don't like and you don't like because, you do have certain guys that are stars, that are superstars, quarterbacks, the receiver, the guys with that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But those aren't the guys those are the guys that had the guys that helped build that whole entire thing. So just like offensively, one guy can't do it alone. Quarterback gets too much blame, too much credit all the time, all that. So it's mostly, bro, for the guys have families now, have kids now. There's guys that got kids that's coming to LSU. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so it's for those guys, remembrance to them and acknowledging those guys. You know what I mean? Not just the guys you guys put on a pedestal because of whatever, you want to attract for the money and all that. But everybody, bro. And that's was the thing that was BK's issue, was my issue with him is like, okay, you allow certain people access, but then others none. We all Tigers, dog.
You can't just let the Burrows and the Matthews.
You can't.
It's got to be.
We all Tigers, dog.
Put that jersey on.
Yes, that's it.
That's your key card.
That's it, bro. That's it. And it can't just be guys that are in big places and things of that nature. Because we all did it, bro. Yeah. It was everybody. It was the third string. It was the punter. It was the back. It was everybody, bro. It was everybody. It was the weight room staff. It was the ladies and Miss Mosley and the crew that fed us. It's everybody. Right. It ain't just who you guys look at and deem, hey, they can help us get this donor to give us some money or whatever it is. No, it's everybody that wore that damn jersey, bro.
That's the key card to get in. Is
damn
you put
right.
That jersey on, you're good.
That's it, dog.
And you've seen that shift.
Oh, hell yeah.
About it, shift in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because Verge wore the jersey.
That's right. He understands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He understands. And it's, bro, I'm telling you, when I was at LSU, they wanted us to, and guys they joined fraternities and stuff. But I always felt like, shit, I'm in the biggest fraternity ever. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a brotherhood. It's that type of feel. And, you look out for one another no matter what. No matter, you compete hard as you can throughout the entire time against each other. I might bust your ass every day during practice. You know what I'm saying? But
brothers.
Well, yeah. And when it's all said and done, hey man, you won the job, good job. Now we cheering for each other because you know what? At the end of the day, it's one goal.
Yeah.
One goal.
To win.
That's it, dog. And it don't matter who's in there. We go hard in the off season. We do what we need to do. We compete. Hey, you beat me out. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You go on, keep it moving. Yeah. But we cheer at the end of the day, and that's everybody. That's not just one or two people. That's everybody. And that's not just 90s, 80s. That's everybody, dog. That's everybody that put that thing on. That's Charles Alexander. Right. That's everybody, dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is now. Yeah. And that's how it should have been. That's how it always should be.
Right. And that's a credit to Lane for understanding.
It is. And the staff that he built and Jeff and Pastor and all of them. It's all those guys, the staff that he's put together that makes that important. It's important to them to do that. It wasn't important to the last staff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's what.
And we appreciate it as a former player, speaking to former players in the gatherings. It's a wonderful thing, bro, because it's something you don't see them guys all the time. Yeah. So you have things where guys could come back to and they feel welcome to do it. Ain't nobody coming back here when BK was here. No one was here.
Hell no. I didn't want to be here. Fuck. Talk about that man all day, every day. Right. I'm just, because to me, like I said, it's embarrassing as somebody that is an alumni. What do you think, why do you think I fucking came here? It wasn't for the school. It's I wanted to watch ball.
Right.
And since what y'all did, and to have like your picture on the wall, to have the SEC championships, to have all of that is also, it's a recruiting tool. Yeah. To be like you talk about Alabama having everybody on the side, or Miami back in the day having like Michael Irvin, my God.
Yeah.
Like that's the face of Miami.
Yeah.
And you want this is what Jesus. We don't need you to do all that. Yeah. Talk about where's the white powder at? You got it. But to see the alumni and be like, damn, that's what LSU is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not just the trophies. It's because as a recruit, you're walking in like, oh, you got all these trophies. Well,
that's the person.
Where are the players that
right here?
Brought you the trophies?
Right.
And it's like y'all can help you. Like look at, and to see y'all back there.
Right.
This is what it's going to be like for me whenever I'm done.
That's right.
Like, I can come back.
Well, that's exactly right. You feel like you're still a part of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You should be.
As older guys, you still feel like you're separated from the kids that's there now, but it's not a separation to where you can't introduce yourself to them. You can't speak to them. They can't come up and speak to you, even though you're 47 and they're 23, 28, whatever it may be.
17.
Yeah, right. So, you know what I'm saying? So that, I love the fact, and just integrating and being able to speak to the guys and sharing stuff, trying to help them on their path. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the Eric Reed was on a call the other day, and he brought up a mentorship. When all us was talking about something else, he brought up the mentorship and being able to give back to these guys and making that a part of the Legends Weekend and being able to let them know that we've been where you are and also where you're trying to get to. A lot of these guys, a lot of us play in the league as well, you know what I mean? So it's like, learn from our downfalls, our pitfalls when we sit on these platforms and we say, hey man, you got a lot of free time in the off season, bro. Like, get in a structured program. Get in a internship program based on whatever it is that you want to do after football. Don't wait. Like, that would be mine, because I waited to after football to figure out what I wanted to do after football.
Right.
Too damn late then. Figure it out while you're in, while you still have these connections, while these people still catering to you, so to speak, and helping you through the process before you get out. Because it's a lot harder then. Like, it's just little things like that these guys need to know, and I'm glad that Lane and Jeff and all these guys have helped, and this is important to them. You know what I mean? It's important to them.
Because that's what LSU's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it's a family. Like, I always give credit to my younger brother. They call him the perfect child, because the kid he never screws up. But I always say it's because he's got two older siblings that did the screwing up that he got to sit and watch and be like, well, I'm not going to do it that way.
Exactly.
If I'm going to screw up, I'm going to do it smarter than that.
And where do you fall in that? You the oldest or you in the middle?
I'm the middle. I got
so you was really a screw up.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know who the oldest is, which is terrifying, is Rudy. The oldest of 4.
He wasn't that bad. Not bad.
I know you bad, Rudy.
And so
that's who they look up to.
Right.
I know you.
No, they look up to my sister, who's 2 years younger than me.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, smart choice by them.
Very smart by them.
I agree.
I take my damn hat off to them on that one.
They know,
but they
know who the most entertaining is.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that you are. Yeah. That is your title.
That's my favorite thing is it's not
just. That's why they want you to go to Italy.
Yeah. Because it's not just the players that made it to the league or that played NFL football or won Super Bowls or all these things. There's so many players that have so many different walks of life.
Oh, no doubt.
That can teach you so many things.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt, man. It's just like, listen, when I was going through, because, we all go through it, and I'm going through it enough now where I can say it openly and not feel any kind of way. We all, when the noise stops and your career slowing down, we all go through that form of depression. Mm-hmm. I went through that form of depression for about 1.5 years. Just things slow down, you go through it. And, bro, that's when you feel like you're just going through something that nobody else has gone through. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about the brotherhood and being able to fall back on guys, that is one of the most important times right there. And like I say, everybody go through it. every single person, whether you had a great career, a short career, because it at some point or another, whether it's earlier or later, it happens. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where all the shit slow down and the routine's different and all that. You know, you've been on a routine since you was however old, and now it's different.
Gone.
It's gone. So that's one of the most important things I would really like to stress, and I know that's one of the things that I was excited that E. Reed brought that up in that chat.
Because imagine, like, if it is the Brian Kelly era and it's somebody like Leonard Fournette, like, it's gone. Yeah. Like, but what's my identity? Yeah. And it's like you can't go back to, and now you're not allowed to go back to LSU.
Right.
And it's like, bro, I'm looking for like something to hold on to. It's like maybe I can go talk to somebody else that's older than me. They'll be like, yeah, bro, I've been there.
Yeah.
And instead it's like, you can't come in the building. And it's like, now I got nothing.
Yeah.
And then the thing about it too, with that whole thing was like, you know, what was the reason?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're gonna have guys. What I think is you're gonna have guys that were successful, more successful than you. Be like, this is not how this shit's supposed to go.
Right.
And like you can see the cracks in the building and how the staff is, and be like, bro, this is a losing culture, and he don't want to hear it.
Well,
and so it's just like I'm not gonna let the guys that won in.
I'm not gonna let a guy that played for Bill Belichick and Nick Saban tell me what's wrong with my program.
So what's the easiest way? Don't let him in.
And you see it now. Well, you know. I definitely understand that perspective now based on what we know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's ego.
Yeah, he didn't want to be 100%. Held to a standard.
Ego.
100%.
Like, the standard here had already been laid.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The standard here. That's why you came here.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole point.
So confusing.
That's what I'm saying. You have no idea. Like, really, for real. The standard is, that's right. There's a blueprint. The last 3 have set the tone for you.
Right.
Follow the blueprint, bro. And it was so crazy because it's almost like I didn't win at Notre Dame. Shit ain't work for me what I was doing. I'm going to come down here and do the same shit.
I'm going to do it worse.
I'm going to do the same thing, right? I got better players. I got better everything. But I'm going to do the same thing. And I got the same result.
Fuck it, I'm gonna take my ball and go home.
I just don't understand it though, because it's like, bro, the hard part of this, honestly, you got the job.
Uh-huh.
Now you got to go win.
Yeah.
But the blueprint has been set for you. It's almost like it was like the ego kicked in so bad where it was, you know what? I know I should be doing it another way. I'm gonna show him.
But that's it's not my way.
Yeah, I'm gonna show him.
And that's the credit to Lane is that since he's gotten here, he's simply like he has followed the blueprint that is there of do these things, go enjoy the fans, talk to the fan base, be out in public and show that you care about Louisiana, right? Take pictures of local businesses, do all those things. Let the former players back
Go to Mardi Gras.
And it
Go to
allows
St. Patty's
your
Day.
stock to be up here before you ever coach a football game.
What it does is it just gives the whole community a good feel.
Yeah.
Right? It just makes everybody feel good. Mm-hmm. We got a coach that's engaged.
Right.
We got a coach that cares about the community. We got a coach that's out here at St. Patty's Day parade right down the street from the school and he's shaking hands and kissing babies. You know what I mean? Like the ultimate politician.
Right.
But then what you know about him is that's also part of who he is. And that's the part about Brian Kelly that pisses me off the most is because you didn't even take the time
to try
to engage in the culture for the bigger picture, though. Who cares if you don't like crawfish or you don't like none of this? You know what I mean? And I'm not nowhere near what he was doing. I'm not saying that. But, dog, when you take certain positions, there's certain shit you got to do.
You got to do it. And it's not
when you take it's just certain things you have to do for the betterment of your program. That's called the big picture. So you know what? When you do falter, they're not gonna come down on your crazy behind the same way they would as they. Hey man, no, he's okay. Remember he was at St. Patty's Day parade. He was kissing babies. Yeah, that's right. That's right. At least you're out. But we never got that from him. And the part that pees me off the most is like, I've simply looked at it as a disrespect to the community and also to the LSU program.
Yeah.
Because for this to be a place where I consider that your last opportunity to really get that natty that you've been looking for so long, and for you to come down here and disrespect the culture and disrespect how we do things down here as if football and national championships weren't being played and done before you got here,
Right.
I think was the ultimate disrespect to us, and he should have looked at it in the other way around on the flip side of the coin and say, you know what, these guys are doing something different and something better than I've been doing up here for the last 10, 12 years. Yeah. I've got the opportunity to go down here. Let me, you know what, take what I've done well and absolutely do what they've done well and see what this Cajun community is all about and see what that's the approach that we would have respected more. You know what I'm saying?
To me, it was, and that's like the respect part. It was blatant disrespect of the culture and what it is. He thought we were all fucking dumb, and that's what he got to Louisiana. He's like, ugh.
Well, you know, I think part of it is I think I think that Brian Kelly, whatever room he's in, wherever part of the country he's in, I think he thinks he's the
smartest guy there.
The guy,
and he's not.
No.
Go carry your ass to whatever the fuck, CBS. And yeah, go ask the internet, how do I be a coach?
How do I be a coach?
That's what he's doing. I'm going to go ask Claude. Why did I get fired? Here you go. That's why you got fired, dumbass.
3-5 with a $20 million roster.
I look at him, his palm's always up. I didn't do anything.
I don't know why this is happening. I had 3 dinners last night.
It's not me.
Jew bands.
I just throw my players under the bus every chance I get.
Oh, you're at Nussmeier?
You're spoiled by all the good things you've watched.
Yeah, we are, buddy.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. Just by you saying that, you've acknowledged how successful we've been down here. We're spoiled. Well, keep spoiling us, buddy.
Yeah, I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle now.
Yes. Yes. I need $50,000 a month. Let's go.
Yep.
And a Bentley. Come on now.
There you go.
Hell.
Well, bro, we appreciate you took us to church right there. About 30 minutes.
Oh, for real?
That was good stuff.
That was good.
We appreciate you.
That was good.
Bishop Rohan.
Bro, you like,
that was
good.
Come on, that was
going
good.
on with your hair.
What?
He doesn't wash his hair.
Good.
He
That joke was
doesn't
good.
wash his hair. No soap.
Yeah, I don't
just
wash my
water.
hair.
Why?
He read about it on the
I
internet.
trained it to not get
Oh,
washed.
here
It's
we go.
healthier.
He trained his
You've been
hair.
doing that for 12 years?
Not 4.
Your hair doesn't stink?
You want to smell?
It doesn't smell good.
It smells
For real?
Yeah,
I know you smelled it.
Yeah,
huh?
and look at him. Look at him.
I know you smelled it.
It
And look
doesn't
at him.
smell
He
good.
washes his
I'm
hair
not
every day.
surprised if you smelled it, though.
Well, he put it
That's
in my
something
face.
that you
I
would
wanna
do.
smell it. Yeah.
I know you would do it.
He washes his hair every day. Put your head down. Let's see that bald spot.
I don't have a bald spot.
Lay up,
Oh,
put it
you're
down.
saying-
Put it down.
It's my part.
Well,
Yeah.
So what you're saying, like,
It's unhealthy for your hair. You'll lose your hair.
who told you that? Is that a fact?
Because the
learned from
shampoo
Claude.
you use or whatever,
Claude.
it's not good. It's like acidy and like it's not.
Well,
good.
that's only if you use
Acidity.
And he does it every day.
Acidity.
acidic.
Hey, I know what I'm talking about.
Acidity.
Don't let's
No,
not get
I know what you're
distracted.
talking. I know what you're saying. but
He's
you-
balding.
That's why Brian
But you
Kelly
didn't
got fired. He was
communicate it
acidic.
correctly. I know what you're saying.
The sun does change your
So
hair.
yours smell better than his? Where's Poggi?
Oh, speaking of.
Whoa.
Boji got sick. Remember?
Sick. He's not feeling good.
He's not. He's hungover. I saw him the way he was operating.
You saw him.
He don't feel good.
He a little hungover.
That man gets after it. It was his senior day though, so it's
What
allowed.
do you mean senior day?
He's on the field crew for baseball. He rakes the dirt,
Yeah, I remember that.
and so he.
So
they
what
Don't
is
say
he
it like
excited?
that.
What is he excited for?
did
His
his
senior day. It's not
senior
his senior day.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is. They
called
shouted
him
him
out.
out. They
They
called his
shouted him
name. He got.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he
Yeah.
should get toe up.
And then
Okay.
He got a baseball
He got a
bat.
banner.
He
He got a
went that
bat.
toe up.
They mispronounced his
Marucci?
name. but
Uh-huh.
it's okay.
They mispronounced his name. So
What did they call
They
him?
said Michael Poggi.
Yeah, they were supposed to say Boji. Said Paul.
That was so. We were videoing. We were so excited, and then you just hear Michael Poggi. And you'll go, oh.
And look, he was ready. He was like, "I'm gonna get him." He likes to give us a little hat tip every now and then because we do cheer for him. We appreciate what he does. And I think he's
Yeah, of
hilarious.
course. He is hilarious.
And so
Funniest man walking without talking.
That's true. And so we're all up there like when he says they were gonna cheer for him, like give him the day, give him his moment, his time in the sun. And then we're all ready after to chant his name, whatever. Poggy.
no!
What else could you do
It
to my
was
boy?
Michael Poggi there, but when we went into Fred's and LaBerge, it was Pooji. Everybody.
Everybody.
He knows
Pooji.
There's a line of.
I love him.
No, you got to.
He's the best.
Shit, I get rid of Rudy and put him there quick as hell.
Yeah, put them together.
Yes, I do. He's funny as hell.
No, you don't want to do that.
Listen, man, that boy don't have to say a word.
This man walking without talking.
I'm telling you.
He's trained that body for 4
He is.
years.
I'm gonna get him a shirt, dog.
That's a good one.
Yeah, funniest man walking without talking. He is hilarious. Rudy, you funny too. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, no, we got.
Because that day I saw you walking up the hill in that skirt. That was funny.
Hey, and then that girl's skirt in front of us, man. That shit was short. You remember that? It wasn't a bad sight. It was just like, all right, come on.
It wasn't a great sighting.
When you
probably for you.
Yeah,
but I don't
want to. Older.
When he wears a skirt.
Yeah, I don't want to see.
I had a big shirt on, then Road turns around. There's some.
He had on a shirt from Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah, he's up on campus.
Yeah. There was some girl.
Like he had on a jersey
Road turns
shirt.
around and goes, "Man, her ass is out," and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" I hope she didn't hear that.
Well, your ass was not out. You were
I had some baggy clothes on.
Yeah, he was fully covered, dog.
And then he showed up the other day in and1 baller shorts.
Who?
Yeah.
He was wearing the 2001 and1 mixtape tour.
The mixtape version?
Yeah.
The short ones? The long ones?
Down to his shins.
Get out of here.
I gotta find a picture.
That's throwback Rudy.
It was.
I know I've got a picture of him in these.
All he needed was a.
Look, here you go. He's sitting down, but he got the.
Oh Lord, them throwback for real.
Look at that.
You got the Hornet shirt on? Is that a Hornet shirt?
Oh yeah, that's my Hornet shirt.
You look like you could be a ball boy.
He does.
But they're kind of long. They're long.
Let me see. Which picture is it? Oh yeah. Shout out.
We did. He showed up, and we're like, "This is actually the coolest you've ever looked."
Well, then he goes to football practice, to get some video or something one day, and he finds a sweatband on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And so he.
I should have wore it today. I forgot you were coming.
So one day he walks in with a big old.
I washed it.
And one shorts. And he had washed the sweatband. He's got the sweatband.
All you needed was a basketball.
Headband. Yeah.
No, I was hoping next time I went out to practice I could find some more accessories.
Has a girl ever told you your hair stinks in the last 4
No,
years?
no one's ever told me that ever. No, I'm telling you, it doesn't smell.
The sun did change your hair color, though.
Good.
Yeah, it looks brown.
It looks like almost copper.
Well, what it is
ain't
brown.
Like an auburn almost.
It's like
Auburn. There you go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Shout out to the sun.
Sun.
Shout out to the sun. Yeah, he does. He puts a little lemon in there.
A little in there.
You squeeze lemon in your hair?
A little bit, like a little spray.
Boy,
Make it a little
boy,
blonde.
you're a weird
It
bird,
worked.
boy.
He's look maxing. He wants to just be different.
It works.
You can tell.
Rudy, where are you going to school for?
Political communications.
He's gonna be the president. He's got a
You
5-point
want
plan.
you want to lead campaign?
I don't want to lead campaigns.
He wants to change the world.
I don't know what I want to do yet. How about that?
I know, but
I think I want to go to law school.
You want to be in the politics?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Political communication. What? Explain that to me. What is that?
I don't know. He doesn't know.
Well, so the degree itself is a bit stupid. The classes I take are like kind of complex and like they don't apply to real world shit. But the the electives you have to take with it, you learn about I'm learning about the Soviet Union, learn about the European Union. I learn about like international relations, like how countries go to war. That stuff's cool. Now the required courses are shitty.
Rudy, you been lifting? You like getting a little bigger?
No, he's on the juice.
He's on the juice, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
This is you and Wyatt playing imaginary basketball in a gas station parking lot.
What is going on with y'all, bro?
It's exhausting.
He missed
so
that.
weird. He missed that.
There's no fucking goal.
He missed that.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, well then he took a charge.
Yeah, I took a charge.
Took a charge.
Oh, look at that move.
Yeah, wait till
This is all day. This is what we do all day.
Wyatt teabagged.
That's nuts on his auburn hair.
What?
That's why he stinks.
Why did you allow that?
There's nothing
There's nothing he can do.
He could have gotten up.
No.
I was taking the charge and then he started squatting on my head.
You took the charge and then laid down and laid there like slow.
He likes getting manhandled. He's a little bitch.
No, I do not like getting manhandled. You don't say that.
What is that?
I'm gonna play it for the people.
Play it for the people, dog.
Shout out Gomart.
Shout out, go Mark.
Look at these two idiots.
Oh, where's he going?
I took the charge.
Teabag time.
Thank you.
Iverson.
What is?
Thank you. Thank you.
Look how you squatted down. Hey, that did not. No. Let me tell you, that squat down looks like it was something different. I don't like that. I don't like that squat down.
I'll tell you what. It smells down there. Why? It's a smelly.
It's like I was taking a shit.
Smelly motherfucker.
It looked like y'all was doing something else that heterosexual men don't do.
That's right.
We don't do that.
Because you squat down right in front of his face. You ain't drop your nuts on his head.
There's nothing wrong with that, but we don't do that.
Did you feel it?
I felt his head.
Dude, turn to me. Turn around.
You know when you sit on the toilet?
Rudy, did you feel it?
There was nothing to feel.
You know when you sit on the toilet? You know when you sit on the toilet and they drop into the water and they go like, oh, it's cold.
Boy, y'all stupid. Boy, y'all funny, bro. That is hilarious.
It's on the way to Starkville.
Oh, my God.
No, I really didn't feel anything, though. I mean.
Yeah, because it happens so often.
Not what I meant.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's awesome.
God, bro. Y'all are awesome.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you making your way in, as always.
Anytime.
We will.
Every time.
We'll have you back in soon. Soon enough.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. We'll take a quick break here. We'll come back. We'll close it out right after this.
Close it out now.
You're funny, dog.
We can close it out now.
Oh, I want you to hear the song. We got a new song. Cordell made a new banger. The headphones on. Can you hear it?
These are one of the issues.
Took the path down this road, I just had to find my way. I finally found my home, let's get it, I'm here to stay. The vibes is in the air, the culture is bone chillin'. I had a little talk with God, and I told him it's just different. I do what I have to do, if that means my foot light switch. I do what I gotta do if 5 I finally found my home, let's get it, I'm here to stay. The vibes is in the air, the culture is bone chillin'. I had a little talk with God, and I told him it's just different. I do what I have to do if that means